And we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Philip D. Weaver Stadium at Centennial Bank Field as the Vilonia High School Eagles will take on the Boonville High School Bearcats tonight in the first home game of our season. And we're excited. Alan, I want to start with this. We're going to see something new in our pregame tonight. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
What are we going to see?
Well, you spinning my question back to me?
Yeah.
We'll see a 20-foot by 40-foot blow-up eagle. They're blowing it up right now. If we can go ahead and get a camera shot down there to that, it's huge. They're blowing it up here, and that'll be pretty cool to run out of. They'll have smoke coming out of the nose of that. They'll get they've got new pregame music to run out to with this new sound system, and it should be a pretty fun night. We're excited to be here for the first time with you guys at Philip D. Weaver. We got
Finally
great connection.
Home.
Finally home. It's been a fun road stretch. A couple interesting press boxes in Booneville and Pottsville, but nonetheless, it should be a great week up here. We're very excited to have to Alan and Alan Wade and Corey Erie, who is our play-by-play guy. They're both with us today, and we're going to get this ball rolling. We're going to go ahead and start off here. We said the Eagles are playing the Boonville Bearcats tonight. One thing we like to do every week is spotlight a senior spotlight. Take two seniors on the football team and give them their claim to fame here. We're going to go ahead and start this off with Dawson Frazier. Here we go. Dawson's number 26. He is 6'1", 150 pounds. He told me he's played football for 10 years and loves the people in football. That's his favorite part about football is the people, the coaches, the fans, and the players especially. He said he's lived in Vilonia, one of those guys who's lived in Vilonia all his life and loved Eagle football, looked up to the football players as a kid, and says that he looks forward to senior night versus Greenbrier. That's his favorite part of his senior year will be senior night against Greenbrier. He said, well, he knows. He said he knows we'll win, even if we don't win another game on the season, as long as we beat Greenbrier. Now, I asked him, what will you miss the most after you're done with your senior year? And this answer was interesting to me. He said the hard work. He'll miss the hard work and the goals that he sets for himself and the goals that his teammates set for him. Now, the most intense moment, most fun moment, something like that, I asked him, can you give me a memory? And he said that in 7th grade, Chandler Shear, who plays defensive line for the Eagles this year, actually broke his arm in practice and said that right there, early on in the season, set the mood, set the tone for the rest of the season of, hey, we're taking a risk to play this game, but we're going to play it right. We're going to have fun doing it. And he said after that, there was of course, you're a little scared, you're a little weary, but he said, you know what? It just told us, hey, this is a sacrifice. This is a sacrifice to play this game. I asked him, I said, Dawson, who's the most influential person to you in football? And he said Clay Kellett. Clay Kellett, starting linebacker, who had a great week last week and an even better week the week before, says he influenced him most because they're great friends. They've been best friends since preschool, and he pushed them to work out. He's his workout partner and said that he really drives him and sets him goals. Said he bleeds into him and really lets him compete and makes him compete against others. Now, I asked him, who's the most influential person to you outside of football? He said his Uncle Jeff is the most influential person to him. He's a cop and was a teacher earlier on in his career. He said he's always there for him during his tough times, and he's like a second father to him. Now, the last question I asked him, hey, what do you want to say? If you had one sentence, he said, I want to have a great senior year and stay focused on winning a state championship. Now, I asked Dawson, I said, Dawson, how do you plan to get there? He said, I plan on winning all of our remaining games, and his score prediction for tonight's ball game was 21-14.
All right. Let's see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do. That's right. Now we're going to Clay Kellett, our second senior spotlight. He is a linebacker, number 42. He's 6'2", 205 pounds. Had a great week against Greene County Tech. Had a few tackles last week. Clay said he's played football as well for 10 years and has always lived in Vilonia. Another one of those two Vilonia guys, which you'd love to see. Clay looks forward to being a team leader in his senior year and to finish. All he wants to do this season is finish. He said that he'll miss home games. He said that they're lit. That's another one of those words that kids use nowadays, that the home games are lit. He'll really miss those. He said his best memory with football is being the guy on the team that gets to say who eats. Now, this was a little interesting. I had to ask him about this. He said they go into the tunnel before the game, and one person yells out, who eats? And the entire team responds, everybody eats. So that's their kind of pump up.
Yeah.
They're get them fired up there in the tunnel, and he got picked to be the guy that yells who eats. So that's his favorite. His best football moment. I said, Clay, who has influenced you the most in your football life? And he said it's most certainly Coach Stout. He said Coach Stout because he's so energetic and pumps him up so much. They call him the Ragin' Cajun. And he believes in Clay, which, of course, Coach Stout's from West Lafayette. He coached down there for years, and he's got that little that Cajun draw to him. Now, I asked Clay who's the most influential person, not just in football, but in your life alone. He said his mom. He said his mom he shed a tear on this one. He said his mom influences him the most, and she supports him in all that he does, and she's always there for him. I said, Clay, if there's one sentence, one thing you could say on air, what would it be? He said, conference championship, here we come. I said, Clay, what's your win total? He expects to go at least 7-3 this year with a playoff berth, and he has the Eagles winning 28-19 in tonight's ball game. So we'll come back here into the booth. And Alan, he said 28-19. I'd like that score. I think I'd take that score tonight, wouldn't you?
I like that score, too. We're going to have to get to work on defense.
That's right.
We are.
And so a big aspect and a big thing that was a big thing that will set us back this week, we've got 3 different guys who, due to punctuality issues or a couple off-the-field things, will not be able to start tonight, and that's quarterback Jordan Britton, wide receiver Tyson Wirtz, and left tackle Levi Arundel. All 3 of those guys have worked really hard in the offseason, worked hard to gain their starting spots, but tonight it's one of those kind of a wake-up call, for lack of a better term, just hey, put yourself in the situation, give them the maturity to continue to play to their level, and just say, listen, you're going to have to play ball the Eagle way. And so it looks like we'll be lacking in depth tonight as well. 4 different people that won't be able to dress out that were able to dress out last week. So some setbacks to start us out tonight.
You know what? That's fine, and I stand behind Coach Young 100% on that decision. If there are issues, we're not only playing a game; we're teaching life lessons.
That's right.
So that's what coaches are supposed to do: build that character.
That's right. Build that character. That's the Coach Stoutism right there.
Yeah, build that character. So I still fall back on a lot of things that Coach Banks taught me when I was playing. So and I think about that a lot. The things that I learned through sports and how I use them as an old man now.
Right.
So they may not appreciate it right now. One day they'll look back on it and they'll appreciate it.
It's a life lesson. Now tonight we'll see Kyle Vines, who is a sophomore. He did not play quarterback last year in junior high, but as ushered into the system as an 8th grader, he played a little bit of quarterback. That's back when I played. I was a receiver, got to catch from him. And this year they moved him back to receiver in the preseason. And so far in practice, they said that he's looked outstanding.
Right.
Now, he's undersized. That's one thing that is that'll be a setback for him, is he's somebody that not a lot of arm strength, won't throw the ball too far downfield, but a great plus that comes through him is an awesome attitude. I mean, he is always fired up. He's very excited to be out there. He told me he's a little nervous being a high school starting quarterback for the first time, but he's ready.
Well, understandably. And you know what? We don't have to have that big arm going 50, 60 yards down the field. We need to stretch them out, and we can hit them with these 5 and 10 yards, just like we did last week in that second half at Pottsville. It wasn't a long bomb that was opening up the running lanes up the middle.
Right.
It was the little swing passes, just to make them to protect that. So Vines, we don't want him doing anything that he's not capable of doing. So if he's not a big arm guy, that's fine. Let's let him hit the 5 and 10 yards and the little stretch plays, and hand off the ball to the beast and a couple other horses that we have in that stable.
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you what, somebody, of course, he's taken some pestering so far this week from all his friends, and I was in a conversation with him. Someone mentioned, said, Kyle, you're going to be out there starting in front of 2,500 plus people, first home game of the season. You're the starting quarterback. Are you nervous? He said, you know what, I'm ready. And that was big for me to hear him say that he's ready. That's absolutely awesome.
Yep. You got to get in that mindset and get ready to go.
That's right.
Sounds like he's there.
Oh, yeah. He's a great athlete, and I'm sure he'll do a great job tonight. Then again, you don't really need that pocket passer in the offense that we run. You need somebody that can hand the ball off effectively and be a magician when doing it. Now, we'll also see tonight Luke Berry at the wide receiver spot, and Luke wasn't nervous at all. Luke told me that he's prepared to go in tonight, and he said one of the main goals and one of the main jobs as a wide receiver in our offense, the veer option, is not necessarily to catch passes, but to be a decoy man or a guy that's able to block the edge. He said there's a lot of different things that go into it. He said he's prepared tonight for a big ball game.
Yeah, and he's right. It's the little things that sometimes has to be done to make your team successful. And if he's prepared to do that, then we'll be fine. That's
right. And then you have Levi Arundel at left tackle, who cannot start this week. He was unable, again, a punctuality issue, which is expected. Yep. It's one of those things that high school boys, you just see that it's going to happen somewhere. And so in his position, Hayden Cooper had stepped up to play, and then due to another issue, he now cannot start. So starting at left tackle Levi's I say little, he's taller than him. Levi's little brother, Seth Arundel, will go out there. Both those guys are originally from Alma. Okay. So they were some pretty good pickups when they moved here. But both of those guys are known for their hay baling experiences, and they're both some pretty big, strong guys. We expect a lot out of Seth tonight. He's a quieter guy and told me, you know what, I'm a little nervous about it, and it'll be hard because setting the edge is a big part. I mean, being that tackle and setting the edge is a huge part of our offense, but he said, you know what, as long as I do my job, we'll be okay.
Yeah, and, the junior high done that well last night, was setting that edge. And, that person that controls that edge controls that sideline and gives us some running room there on that edge. So certainly need that big tackle to control that.
That's right. We also sadly will not be able to see Colton Bolin tonight. Colton Bolin was there were a few academic issues there, so he will not be able to dress out in this evening's ball game. But stepping into his position, another sophomore, Austin Kuntz, who played really well last year for the junior high. I think he ended up catching 10-plus touchdown passes. He's a guy that knows how to play receiver, but tonight he'll step into the D-back spot. I didn't get a chance to talk with him about, hey, you're starting this week, how's it feel? But yeah. He definitely seemed very confident in practice. And the Eagles as a whole told me they practiced this week better than they've ever practiced before as a team.
Well, that's we're stepping off on the right foot then.
That's right. It's a huge part of it. Now, Alan, tell me, we've got Boonville tonight. Last year, the Eagles won the ball game 24-10. This year, Hootens has Boonville picked by 6. Boonville's one of the top teams in the 4-4A, and they could very well win their conference. I have them picked to win the 4-4A preseason. What are we going to see from them offensively tonight?
Man, we're going to see just about every type of offense known to man through Boonville. They run, through my film search, I counted 10 different formations.
Right.
Anything from the dead tee, power eye, to the spread. And when we're talking spread, shotgun with no running backs, with a 3x2 set. And a lot of times when they were in that, they were playing Pea Ridge when they was using a lot of their spread, and they were playing from behind that game. Their next game against Gravett, they won 29-19. And, that was the Pea Ridge score, was 29-19. The Gravett score was 28-13 that they won, and they played ball control type offense once they got their lead. And when they get down to the goal line, we're going to see the wing tee. We're going to see the power eye. We're going to see the dead tee. We're going to see running type offenses down around that goal line. Yeah. And their favorite formation, and the proper term for it's a flex bone, but what we're going to recognize it as the old double wing. And the one difference, though, is they're going to have 1-by-1. The receivers split out either side, and that's by far, according to their last 2 games, their favorite formation was that flex bone 1-by-1. And they'll do a lot of things out of it. Against Gravett, you can follow the motion and it'll take you to the play. Yeah. With the exception of a quarterback counter that they ran that quarterback counter 8 times to keep that backside honest. So we're going to have to keep that backside honest, but expect the ball going with the motion, right? And let that motion lead you to that ball carrier.
Now, their quarterback, Braden Ulmer, will start tonight. And I talked to Grant Goers and Coach Tim Goers, our basketball guys. They moved in from, guess where, Booneville. And so they have a lot of experience with these guys. Grant played football when he was younger with a lot of these kids. Right. And Brandon is a 5'10", 160-pounder. And he looked good in the first game, first half especially, throwing the football. He's the best quarterback, they've said, arm-wise in Booneville in a long time, because they're usually that power run team. But they can throw the ball a little bit. They'll utilize that option. They threw it 3 times last year. Brandon was not the starter, but now moving him in, he had a great junior high season a few years ago, and Joe, they expect a lot out of him. We could see them throw the ball tonight more than 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, if they've got the lead, I don't expect to see it. I think they're going to keep it on the ground because from my studies, I think they're a run-first type offense.
Of course.
Now, if they get a big lead, they may try to throw some of that in there just to get some game practice at it. Or if they're behind. Now, when they were behind at Pea Ridge, they were trying to throw it a lot. And lining up in that spread 3x2, 3x1, 2x2 type spread, they tried to throw it out of that. Yeah. Now, they didn't try to throw anything deep that I've seen. It was all within 15 yards, but they were comeback routes. There was dig routes back over the middle. And yeah, he had some zip on the ball. He looks like a good and probably one of their best runners as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he is.
He's a
got
good
that run
all-around
player. They also have somebody. They call him the Beast. His name is Grant Rodats. He's the Boonville running back, and he is solid. Guys, we got the national anthem coming up here. We're going to go ahead and take a short break from the national anthem. Thank you guys for being with us. We'll be right back.
Put that up.
With this rivalry, the boys and the Giants throw down in deep. The gallery ready, so turn up the lights. The battle lines are drawn in Dallas tonight. Ready? Come on and get ready. I mean, really ready. Are you ready for the football? A Monday night party. This is Hank and I'm ready. Let's get this picture started. Let's paint this town and do it up right. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night. The roof is open, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, where they'll host Super Bowl 45. And the 97th meeting of the Giants and Cowboys set to kick off here on Monday Night Football. With this rivalry, the boys and the Giants throw down in deep. The gallery ready, so turn up the lights. The battle lines are drawn in Dallas tonight. Ready? Come on and get ready.
We're back here. National anthem has commenced, and as we were talking about when we left off, Grant Rodats, he's the running back, and I talked to Zeke Bell, our starting corner this week, and he said if there's anybody on their team that's hard to bring down, it's Grant Rodats.
Okay. And they do have some hard runners.
Yeah.
They I tell you what, Vilonia's got their hands full tonight.
Yeah, they do.
And
great 4A team here.
We're going to have to get to the ball, and we're going to have to wrap up.
Right.
And play assignment type football with these guys.
Now that was a big part of it last week, was our wrapping up. Our defense was they fought the football, but they had a hard time bringing the running backs down from Pottsville. They saw some big guys with some speed. This week we expect to see a similar type offense and a similar type run game from Boonville with a little more option, of course. But Boonville has run this option offense for a while now. They're under Coach Scott Hyatt. He's 90-31 at Boonville. Had a lot of success. He's even got a state championship ring.
Yeah, a lot of success. 90-31 says a lot.
Yeah, it does.
So,
yeah, it should be a good game. They lost, as we said, in their first game against Pea Ridge, but Pea Ridge is one of the top teams in the 3A. It went to a state championship last year, and Boonville was actually leading that ball game. I think it was 21-0 in the first half. But what happened was conditioning issues, you could say, some conditioning issues, and Boonville was not able to pull that win off. Pea Ridge came all the way back, stormed back, and took them out. But then last week against Gravette, Boonville looked awesome. Can you tell me a little bit defensively, what are we going to see from Boonville? They had a good week defensively last week. What do we see tonight?
Well, too, I think they're going to stack the box on us. Yeah. I've seen a lot of different defenses out of Boonville over the course of my study there. And so my prediction is we're going to see 8-9 guys in the box, and that's where that passing attack is going to come in, trying to spread them out and get our numbers right so that we can run the ball. But we got to show that threat that we can push it to the edge. So,
yeah. Now, what if you're Coach Young, putting you in his shoes, or even the offensive coordinator, Coach Sullivan, what do you run tonight to try to throw Boonville off?
I know they've got plays that hadn't been put on film yet. I'm going to run. I'm going to put my quarterback, my sophomore quarterback. I'm going to put him in a good situation. Yeah. So I'm going to make short passes. I've got to get my ground game going, and I got to have those short passes to open up them holes up in the middle.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to call. I'm going to call these short passes 5-10 yards. The edges with these little screen passes, and to get some confidence up under him. and then that's going to open up that run game.
Yep. So as far as Boonville offensively goes, of course, you said you don't want to see. They probably won't pass the ball much tonight, even though they have that option. What have you seen from Boonville's line? Will they pull a lot tonight? How big are they? What are we seeing from them? Because that's a big part of the Eagle ball game is playing in the trenches.
Yeah, from that flex bone formation, yeah, they're gonna pull their backside guard and tackle, and essentially be the lead blockers. So they're going to do that a lot.
So we'll see a mobile offense from Boonville tonight. All right, we've got the band setting up here. They've got the big Eagle blow up, and it should be a pretty interesting run out here for the first time. We're running out of the big. It's NFL size blow up, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. It's probably it's huge. We used to run out of that the little tunnel with the helmet, but no longer. It's the head of the Eagle, and they've got some smoke pouring out of that one. Now we want to take a short time to talk to you about the Vilonia master plan for the new millage they are trying to pass. It's a pretty big deal for our town, and it's something that would really upgrade our high school as a whole. What they want to construct is a 1,200-seat auditorium. I'll start by talking about that. You look at what we've been able to do as far as putting kids into our little gym at the primary and the gyms at the elementary school, trying to do the plays and skits and things like that. It doesn't work. There's too many people. It gets really hot. There's not enough air conditioning. It's just really not accommodating, and it's something that affects a lot of people in this town, not just the students. Many people have brought up, well, this will only benefit the students coming through. It won't. This kind of deal will benefit the entire community. It'll also put in a new career technical center and renovate the existing space in our high school. But the auditorium means a lot to me, especially because that's what needs to be improved most.
Right. And Dr. Stevens went live today on Facebook talking about that very fact. I think there was some potential misunderstandings somewhere on social media. I'm not sure where. But and I wasn't able to watch the whole thing on it, but he was explaining what we were getting with this first phase of this millage here.
Yeah.
So go listen to him.
Yeah, auditorium will be a big deal. We're going to go down to the field here real quick. We've got the Eagle run out. Little spotlight solo shot on Allen there.
Yeah.
Alan, that gives me chills. This is Friday night right here. The smoke coming out of that Eagle run out, and this is big. You can see the cheerleaders lining up there, the head coaches and the assistant coaches there at the middle of the field. The football guys are running around. Our captains are taking the field. I'm going to go ahead and step off here, head down there. I'll be on the sideline with you as a sideline reporter. I'm going to hand it over to Corey Erie, your play-by-play, and Alan Wade, your color man. I'm going to head down there, be once again on your sideline for you. But, guys, it should be a good ball game tonight. First game back at Philip D. Weaver. We're excited.
Sponsors for those T-shirts each week. The sponsors tonight are Wilson Heating and Cooling, CCS Incorporated, Lasting Impressions, Remax Elite, Miss Evelyn Dean, Senator Eddie Joe Williams, State Senator for District 29, and Southern Tees. A big thanks to all of those for sponsoring your Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation free T-shirts.
Yeah. Okay.
Captains for the visiting Bearcats will be number 6.
All right, Eagle fans, you're taking a look live at the new Eagle run out. You also see the Vilonia band there. Sorry about the static. That is our wireless mic that we're a little bit unsure why it's bleeding over into static on the onto the broadcast. We tested it out earlier. It was fine. We're going to try it again because we're going to try to go live to Drake Toll there on the sideline. You can see him walking into the lower left of your screen there. Eagles come in tonight with a few guys out, like you guys had talked about in the pregame, Alan. And
defensive ends for 54, Christian Gardner.
Okay, so maybe we're not going to be able to do the wireless mic. The few starters out, Alan, as you guys talked about in the pregame show. Various reasons that we're going to be missing those guys, and we don't know if we'll see them or not throughout the game tonight. we'll have to just kind of wait and see how it goes. Talked about new starter on the at the quarterback position.
That's
Kyle
right.
Vines.
We talked about him and things that he needed to do to be successful. One is just, stay within what he does best. He don't have a big arm, that's fine. We don't have to have that big arm. But let's give him some short 5 and 10 yard passes, some swing passes right there to get him some confidence and let him be successful that way.
Absolutely right. Announcing starting lineups, you see that your captains tonight are going to be number 52, Trenton Hetherington, number 1, Tristan Milligan, number 50, Wyatt Milliken, and number 2, Isaiah Rocha. I'm unable. Okay, let's see. The captains for Boonville looks like number 8. It's going to be Jacob Gregory. And I'm unable to see that other number, Alan. Can you see it?
No, I'm not.
Okay, we'll get the other captain for Boonville here momentarily. Want to take a moment to recognize the T-shirt sponsors for tonight. The Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation hands out T-shirts at every home game. I'll continue that momentarily. Number 6, the other captain for Boonville, that's Austin Dobbs. It appears that the Eagles have won the toss. They will elect to receive, and the Bearcats will defend the north end zone, Alan.
I like how that's starting off. I want to get the ball. I want to control it.
Absolutely. So the T-shirt sponsors for tonight, the Football Foundation gives out T-shirts. Each home game, I think they give out 100 T-shirts. Is that accurate?
I think that's the number.
So what they do is they take up some sponsors to help offset the cost of those T-shirts, and then the remainder goes into the Football Foundation coffers. T-shirt sponsors for tonight are Wilson Heating and Cooling, CCS Incorporated, Lasting Impressions, Remax Elite, Evelyn Dean, Eddie Joe Williams, State Senate, District 29, and Southern Tees. If anyone is interested in sponsoring a T-shirt, we do still have sponsorships available for the remaining home games. Sponsorships are $500 per game. There's only six sponsors per shirt. Maximum of 150 shirts is what they give out. So that's the info. Visit the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation Facebook page or their website for more information on how to get in contact with the Football Foundation to make a donation. So you're looking live again at the new Eagle Run Out. Guys are very proud of that. They're really, really excited about running through the run out the first time, Alan, and you keep seeing the smoke coming out the nose. That I know Connor was down there. He was pretty excited about that.
That's the kind of things that the foundation get. They get a lot of stuff for the football team where the school can't help out. So if you can help out, that'd be great.
Well, while we're awaiting the Eagles, Alan, I will go ahead and mention our two main sponsors of the Eagle Vision broadcast. And here come your Eagles, ready for the first home game. There you go. See them all running out. Here are the fireworks on his arm. What do you think about it, Kenny?
Give me a helmet. Somebody better give me a helmet.
You better watch out. Alan's ready to knock heads. We're both going to stand up. We're sweating in here. So the Eagles will receive the opening kickoff of the game. We are looking for an excellent start to the home football season here out of the Eagles. Really, really excited. Stands are, Alan, the stands are packed. Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks here, a good student section on hand. Apparently, the student section has decided that they're going to go with country night, trying to get a shot of them. You could kind of see them down there a little bit of difficulty there with the windows, but students going with country or cowboy night there, so they're ready to roll too. Everybody's excited for football here at Philip Weaver Stadium.
We got Cody Mitchell deep.
For the Bearcats, it's going to be 6, Austin Dobbs. Deep guys for the Eagles are going to be 17, Zeke Bell, 5, Cody Mitchell, and who's across the other side, Alan? 30.
I can't say 30. 36, that's Duff.
Yeah, Duff. So Bell has the ball up over the 25. He's going to be down around the 28-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 Eagles.
Good way to start the game. We got a nice little return there.
Gassaway will be your center. Milliken over the guards. Arendelle and Gardner over the tackles. Simpson's your tight end. Koontz and Luke Berry will be your wideout. Duff and Rocha.
So, like we said at the top of the cast, Vines is going to be your starting quarterback tonight. We got Rocha, and it looks like Duff in the backfield.
Standard split back veer set for the Eagles. Vines goes with the hard count. Gives the ball to Duff, and Duff's got plenty of running room up over the middle. Alan, I thought Vines tried to take it around the end there for a moment, but Duff is going to be up for a good gain, about 16 yards out to the 46-yard line of the Eagles. Well, that's a first down.
It's a good way to start the night off right there.
That is an excellent way to start the night off. Eagles to the line quickly again. Gibbs going to be to Rocha this time. He looks like he's going to be stacked up, but he's actually going to fall forward for about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 at the Eagle 49-yard line.
Hard-nosed running right there by Rocha. He got met right at the line. Backers read that quick. Filled that hole quick. Hard-nosed running.
Mr. Rocha's going to come up here and pop a knot on your head if you keep calling him Rocha. I got a feeling.
I apologize.
I heard he was angry about that. No, I'm just kidding. Rocha has the ball. He's hit immediately. He's going to be stopped there for no gain.
Right.
Good job holding on to the football there as he was stacked up by quite a few Bearcat tacklers.
They were ready for that one. There was not a gap there. But they're going to give him a yard anyway.
Look like Gregory, number 8, led the way. Eagles will be looking at 3rd down. We'll call it 5. Ball spotted just in Bearcat territory.
Eagles back up to the line. We have a lot of movement up front. Looked like the defense jumped first, Allen, but they never did come into the neutral zone. I think it's going to be a false start on the Eagles.
It is. And I forgot to mention that in our pregame. That was in my notes. I was noticing against Gravett that they were playing. They like to shift that line and get the offense to jump. They done it about 6 or 7 times.
3rd and 11 for the Eagles. Morris and Mitchell are the backs. Vines has the ball. Pitch is going to go to Mitchell with Morris out as the lead blocker. He's trying to look for room around the left end, and that's not going to happen. We had a couple of attackers slide in behind the lead block there. Did we get a number on the tackler?
No.
8 for the Bearcats is Jacob Gregory. That's the tackler there on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 11. Appears as it will be a punt, and we're going to see Jordan Britton come on to punt.
Well, you know, that wasn't the way we wanted to start it, but hopefully Britton can flip the field for us here. So a little taste of their own medicine there.
Yeah, hard count. You like seeing that.
Yeah. 2 can play at that game.
So that's going to bring the ball up just outside the 50-yard line where it's going to be 4th and about 6. And now, is it a decision, Allen, or are we going to kick? Looks like it's a decision, and the decision's made. We're going to run the offense back out there rather quickly. Play clock rolls down under 15 seconds here. What's the play, Coach? What's the play?
Yeah, we're going to have to get a
We've
timeout.
got it. 6 seconds on the play clock. Vines is going to have to hurry. 3, 2, 1. He gets the snap off. It's going to be the option. The pitch goes to nobody, and Boonville has the ball. And I think maybe we should have went ahead and taken that timeout, Allen.
Yes.
Ball's going to be recovered by number 4, Michael Hessen, for the Bearcats. And the signal there by the official was he was saying that it was basically a fumble, more or less, is what he's saying.
Incomplete pass.
Oh, incomplete.
Okay.
Incomplete pass.
Okay, well, they're going to call that a forward pass or at least a lateral at best and give the Bearcats the first down at the right at the 50-yard line.
The tackles are Milliken and Malott. The ends are Gardner and James. Linebackers are Hetherington, Kellett, Billigan, and Dixon. The corners are Mitchell and Bell, and the free safety is Koontz.
So here comes the Bearcats in their flex bone set. The pitch is going to go to number 4. He's off right tackle. He's up for a couple of yards. It's going to be tackled by number 80. That's going to be Koontz. And 50, I believe, was the other tackler there. Wyatt Milliken. Who was the other one?
Kellett.
42, Clay Kellett.
He'll be brought down by Koontz, number 80.
And again, that motion took us to the play there. Let's see if we can pick up on that.
Similar set. A quarterback's going to keep the ball. He's got a lot of running room. Mitchell's giving chase. He's down at the 10-5, touchdown Bearcats. Allen, that play was a fake to the fullback. Everybody bit on the fullback fake. Quarterback pulls the ball and actually counters back across to the right, off right tackle, and there was nobody there. Everybody went with the fullback.
Yeah. That was just somebody's got to pick up that read on that quarterback.
So I believe that's one of the plays that I know you mentioned it to me earlier this week when you had done your film study. I don't know if you guys talked about that in pregame, but that's definitely one of the plays that you said we needed to be aware of.
Right.
Point after is up. It's going to be good. Eagles are going to be trail by a score of 7-0.
Yeah, we're going to have to clean that defense up and account for that quarterback. As we stated in our pregame, that quarterback's probably one of their best runners they got, and they're not scared to utilize him. So we're going to get a heavy dose of Mr. Ulmer tonight.
Evelyn Dean is the agent. Senator Eddie Joe Williams, he's the state senator.
What did you say his name was, Alan? Brandon Ulmer, is that
Ulmer.
the quarterback? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't pick that up. I'm sorry. They kind of scored a little bit quickly on me there. I apologize for that. Got a few things I'm trying to get sorted out here, broadcast-wise, and make sure we're still bringing you a quality broadcast. Looks like everything's good. I've got the score up on the deal. I don't know that score's the easiest to read. I'll go into the settings and change colors on that here in a moment when we get a stoppage in play. So the Bearcats will kick off. That's going to be number 6 kicking off again. Mitchell's going to take it deep at the 20. It's up over the 25, looking for room, and he's going to be tackled there. And Allen, 2 times now, Mitchell's had the ball in his hands. He keeps trying to go get the edge, and looks to me like he has running room. Just get upfield. Just get north and south.
That's right. The edge is not there. Booneville Bearcats doing a good job of stretching us out and filling the gaps.
So not that he would have had a huge gain had he continued up the field, but I think it would have at least had another 5 yards or so.
Right. Sometimes it is better just get what you can get and get on to the next play.
He sees what's happening there. Rocha and Duff on the field. Rocha has the ball straight up the middle, first man through. He's going to be downed after a run of about 4 yards. Should bring up a 2nd and 6. Vines remains the quarterback. Rocha and Duff are the backs. Looks like it's going to be Barry and Kuntz as your receivers. Gibbs going to be to Duff off left tackle there. He's going to pick up a couple. I'm going to wait for the spot till I can tell you exactly how much it is. It looks like we're going to be looking at 3rd and about 2 or 3 from where I stand.
Duff carries it for your Eagles. He'll pick up about
if our stick is right, it's just under 2.
I like the stick. I like where the stick is.
59 on the tackle for the Bearcats. That's Reyes.
So Eagles back to the line quickly. Allen looked like they may be moving with a little bit better tempo than we do some other times.
Did you see that?
I
was that shuffle.
I did. Duff is actually going to be stacked up for a loss back to the 31-yard line.
And there we go.
Eagles will lose a yard on 3rd down. It'll bring up 4th down and 2.
So 4th down and 2 to go. It looks like the Eagles are going to trot the punt team out. It's going to be Britton on to punt. Last time went with a hard count, Allen, drawing the additional 5 yards. That would actually be a 1st down here. So let's see if they go with a hard count again on the punt.
23.
You know, we'd like to, but they may fool me once kind of deal.
So, indeed, they snap it. Britton gets the punt off. It's a high spiraling kick. Number 11, that's Ulmer, calls for the fair catch at the 25. They're going to give him the 26-yard line where it'll be the 1st and 10 for the Bearcats.
Well, at least they've got a little bit longer of a field that they've got to go with this at this point.
That's definitely the positive way to look at it. Definitely the positive way to look at it.
You know, we're going to have to attack this edge, and not by running a sweep. We're going to have to put the ball in the air and open up these edges offensively.
Ulmer's the quarterback for the Bearcats.
So that's good. So Alan, this set right here is actually called a offset flex bone. Is what it is. So the difference there is you only have the one receiver and you have one tight end. I heard you guys talking about the flex bone looking like the double wing. The differentiation there is the tight ends. If you have tight ends in, it's the double wing. If your tight ends split out or they split out to wide receivers, it's the flex bone. And then you differentiate the name of the backs where it's a wing back in the double wing versus a slot back in the flex bone.
Right.
Gibbs going to be the number 4 off right tackle. He's going to be hit there by Kuntz. And Mitchell, also 50, is Wyatt Milliken in on that tackle there. Not before he can pick up 2 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Bearcats at their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, again, that motion's taking us to the ball.
I agree, Alan. Every time the motion goes, that's where the ball goes. The one thing you got to stay home on the backside is that quarterback counter play. So 4's going to be the motion man this time. He's going to get the option pitch around the right side. Mitchell and Clay Kellett there for the stop for the Eagles, but not before a big gain and a first down out to the Bearcat 45-yard line. So, Alan, we played downhill there. We just didn't have anybody to take the pitch man.
Right.
I like the way the end played the quarterback. He took the quarterback and took him out of the equation. Just no one there to take the pitch man.
Look where our linebackers are lining up. They're getting mucked up in the
quarterback keeps
there.
Around the left guard there. He's going to gain 4 out to the 49-yard line of the Bearcats. I agree with that, Alan. I feel like our linebackers are way too tight, and they look like they're on a dead blitz every single play at this point.
Yes.
Obviously, they're trying to take away that inside run, but you also have to be honest with the Booneville option game out of this flex bone set as well.
Yeah, because they'll hurt you either way.
Offset flex bone there with the receiver to the top of your screen. No motion. Pitch is going to go to number 2. He's off left tackle. Ball's on the ground. Who's going to have it? I think Booneville's underneath there with the ball. They're going to pick up 2 yards on it. They're going to be across the 50 to the Eagle 49-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. Did not see who forced that fumble.
That was Harrington.
Hetherington?
Hetherington,
okay.
Yes, excuse me.
Maybe he hit him with that big old club he's got on his left hand there.
Yes. They did pick up a yard.
3rd and 4, big 3rd down for the Eagles here. I'd like to see a stop, see what Booneville will do with the 4th down and 4 play. Motion's going to come back towards us here. Quarterback keeps it on the counter play, and it's read much better this time. 20 Todd Gibson up to make the stop. But, Alan, I'm going to tell you who made that play bounce outside to give us a chance to go chase it down was number 52, Hetherington.
Yes.
He clogged up the gap, took on his blocker, and beat him and forced the quarterback to bounce in another hole out, and that gave Gibson time to go get it.
Right. Now let's watch their shift and see if they're going to try to draw us offsides right here.
Tristan Milligan back deep to receive the punt. Who's the punter for Booneville, Alan? Did you get that?
Didn't
they're going with the hard count for sure. Looked like the
number 2
deep snapper picked the ball up well before he snapped it. Milligan calls for the fair catch. He's going to be down right at the 20-yard line. We're to be 1st and 10 Eagles. Did you see the weird motion of the ball that I'm talking about?
Yes, I did.
It was like the deep snapper picked it up off the ground and held it for a split second and then really fired it back there.
And you would have thought that would have been some kind of procedural call, but nonetheless, Eagles going to take over at the 20.
So it looks like we're going to have Duff and Rocha as the backs. Vine stays on at quarterback. You've got Kuntz, Barry, and I cannot pick up the other receiver's number. And I'm pretty sure Rocha had the ball trying to get off right tackle there. He stopped for no gain. Well, they're going to give him almost a yard there, Alan. So we're going to call him out to the 21-yard line, give him a 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Eagles at their own 21.
We need to attack this outside edge. If you look top screen,
who's the slot receiver there? Can you help me out with that? Vines keeps the ball, and he's going to be tackled for about a 4 or 5 yard loss there.
That's Simpson's our slot.
Simpson's the slot receiver? Okay. Thank you. Sorry to cut you off there. I've been trying to pick his number up, and I could never get it. Allen doing double duty over here. He's trying to stat the game for us as well as provide analysis. And then me cutting him off is not helping him out any. I apologize, buddy.
That's all right.
So Simpson's going to go tight to the tight end spot now. Receivers switch spots. Koontz to the top of your screen, Barry to the bottom. Pitch is going to go to Duff. He's looking to get around the left end, and Allen, it just ain't there.
No.
And the pressure is not coming off the edge. It's from the interior of our line.
Yes, it's we're not holding our blocks long enough, and they're just getting off their blocks and chasing the runner.
Now, I think the other thing
that's the simplest way to put it.
You're absolutely right. I think another thing that's causing us to try to go ahead and stretch that even further is the defensive end is doing a good job of getting downfield just a couple of steps and then shuffling laterally and forcing our back to try to outrun them. Britton back to punt. Ulmer, and there's actually another return man deep. Britton with the soccer-style punt. Gets off a good high spiral punt. Ulmer calls for the fair catch, and he's going to make it at the Eagle 47-yard line.
Fair catch, is it?
It's going to be a 1st and 10 Booneville right there.
30-yard punt.
30-yard punt, no return.
No return on the play.
And we're getting
Sideline warning.
the sideline warning again.
So you don't know if that's on a coach or a player. It could be either one. Typically, they give the coaches a little bit more leeway than they do the players down there. I really didn't see anybody getting really out of their position.
No, I didn't either.
Some officials are a lot more ticky on that than others.
Yeah.
Homer has his guys up to the line. It's their traditional flex bone set. Now they're going to go out into their more of their spread formation, figuring out exactly where they want to be now.
It's coming this way.
So first back through, number 28 has the ball, and he slips completely out of a tackle, Allen, and this doesn't look good. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5, and he's in for the touchdown after he stiff arms one of our guys off. And, Allen, I'm not going to lie to you, that looked exactly like what Mitchell got called for face mask. I don't remember if it was last week or week before.
It was in Pottsville, was it not?
Yeah, I don't remember if it was there, Green County Tech. Either way, Mitchell gets flagged for the same thing and called for a face mask wherever it was. And pretty much the exact same play there. Credit to the young man, the running back from Pottsville, that was 28.
Yes.
Grant Rodats. Good hard run there as he was hit initially at the line. Point after's up, and it's good. Eagles are going to trail by a score of 14-0. Here with 1 minute and 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors of our broadcast. I was trying to do that when the Eagles ran out of their new inflatable run-out tunnel earlier. D&N Construction, as well as the Charlie Roller Foundation. If any of you ever get an opportunity to support either one of those causes, I would certainly appreciate it. And if you see them around town, thank them for their generous donation towards the broadcast.
Yeah, well, because without help, we can't do things like this. So we got to have that support. So in return, please go out and support them. As Boonville gets ready to kick off, Dobbs kicking it off to – didn't see who got the catch. I think it was Bell, Zeke Bell.
Yeah, Zeke Bell.
That got it. So
testing the outside mic.
Okay, that was a test. You heard Drake in the broadcast there. We're testing that mic to make sure it works. He's going to go down to the field, Allen, and see if we can – get him set up on a sideline report momentarily. Eagles are going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Vines has the ball. He's going to give to Rocha off left tackle, and that's a good run for Rocha. He's still carrying tacklers, still breaking tacklers. He's going to be all the way out to the 45-yard line, Allen.
Maybe that's what we need, the beast to come out to get everybody fired up right here.
I'm not saying just completely abandon anything around the edge, but right now the way that their defense is trying to attack us, the interior should be where we ought to be able to hit them, especially their off tackle.
So let's see where we're going right here. And Boonville just read that perfectly. there's 4 guys there from Booneville just clogging up the hole. And Duff just didn't have anywhere to go.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and a long 11 for the Eagles back at their own, just inside their own 45-yard line. Vines up under center, has the snap. Pitch is going to go to Duff. He's looking for running room. He's going to be hit up around the 48-yard line, 49-yard line. Well, one side judge has him at the 48, the other one has him at the 49, so they're going to mark him at the 49. And that's where we're going to have a 3rd down and 7 from our own 48.
That defensive line closed that play down quick.
Yes, they did. There's your little X play. Duff's going to take it straight up the middle. They should give him just across the 50. It's going to be 4th down and about almost 5 yards to go. Definitely expect to see the punt team here.
Looking at 4th and 5. Punt team will come on. Brittany Morris will be back deep.
14 seconds left to play in the quarter. Looks like the Eagles are going to be satisfied to let it run out. And
Eagles will let this one run out. They'll punt to start the 2nd quarter. Eagle fans, again, thanks to all the sponsors.
We're gonna go down to our man on the sideline here, Drake Toll, for a sideline report.
Make sure you tell Susan.
Guys, I'm live down here on the sideline. So cool to get this sideline camera down here. These guys were really excited about the run out. It's been really cool to see the hype of the first home football game. Even though it's a 14-0 deficit, these guys are still fired up and ready to go. The coaches are doing a great job of adjusting here. We've seen Booneville's offense be explosive here and there, but the Eagle offense right now is ready to come back out and do some work. Look for a fake punt right here. We'd love to see it. 4th and 5 here at midfield. Could be an option for the Eagles. Want to do something big right here, try to get back in this ball game. 14-0 is nothing for these guys. Back to you.
All right, Drake, thank you for that excellent analysis. We appreciate that, and we absolutely agree with you that we could, it'd be nice to see a fake punt here. I don't know. I don't know if we've got it in our repertoire or at this position of the field or this time of the game as we start the 2nd quarter.
If we're going to do it, we need to count our numbers and go where we have our advantage.
So Eagles and Booneville switching sides. They all tried to come back out the direction they were going at the end of the 1st quarter. 2nd quarter is going to start here with the Eagles trailing 14-0. They're looking at a 4th and 5, and they are in the punt formation, as you can see.
So I like a toss down here to Zeke Bell with this 1-on-1 or up top to Mitchell.
Looks like a procedure penalty. They're calling a false start. Is what Morris did, is that illegal? Forward motion on the – oh, no, they're calling it out here on the wide receiver out here.
Okay.
You're actually calling it on Bell. I didn't see him move. Maybe he was just resetting his position to make sure he was behind the ball at the time Morris went in motion.
So any hopes of a fake punt at this point?
You're right.
Is out the window at 4th and 10.
Looks like Ulmer and Ethan Dobbs are the deep men for the Bearcats. So there you see a shift again by the Eagles. Punt is high. Britton's going to throw a pass out to Morris on the right flats. He's looking to try to get upfield. He's still fighting for room. 1st down.
Yes.
And if we are 4th and 5, I like that play call. 4th and 10, it's a little bit different story, especially when you have an opportunity to pin the Bearcats back fairly deep there with Britton's leg.
Yeah, but we'll just have to come out and buckle down on defense right here, and we're gonna have to get through the ball and stop that last touchdown play there. We had him plugged up, just could not make the tackle. We're going to have to get there and make the tackle. So as Ulmer's flushed out of the pocket now, he's a runner, and he's very dangerous out there.
Very shifty there on the run, just dicing through our defense. He's going to be down to around the to 34-yard line of the Eagles, where the Bearcats are going to have a 1st and 10 right there.
And just a busted play. You know, we had him in the backfield. Again, we got to get there and we got to wrap up.
1st and 10 for the Bearcats at the Eagle 34-yard line. They come out in their offset flex bone. Receiver to the top of the screen. 21's the motion man. Gibbs going to be, nope, quarterback's going to keep and work around the left side and showing his power run there as we have several Eagles trying to stack him up. And then the line for the Bearcats gets involved, and he's going to be pushed down inside the 25 where he's going to have a 1st down at the 24-yard line of the Eagles. He's nearly to the 23 there.
Yeah, what I like about that play there is not the 10-yard game, but every Eagle was out there trying to make that stop. They were there, and he wasn't getting out of that one.
Correct. We did definitely swarm to the ball there. Just could not bring the young man down. Here comes the back, number 4, around the right side. Number 4 is Michael Hessen for the Bearcats. Todd Gibson there to make the tackle. Number 20. Ball's going to be at the 17-yard line of the Eagles, where it's going to be a 2nd down and 4 for the Bearcats.
They're chewing up them yards. They're in that red zone. We need to tighten it down.
Really could use a defensive stop here. You hate to go down by 3 scores here early in the 2nd quarter. 10 minutes and 15 seconds to play till half. Quarterback's going to keep the ball, try to run over there off the left guard. The Eagles do a great job of stacking him up, but I think they're going to give him a yard or two on the pickup there. It's going to be nearly down to the 15-yard line. Should bring up 3rd and about 2 for the Bearcats.
And all he's doing there is pulling that belly out of the fullback and finding a gap. And if you've seen on that play there, he turned sideways just trying to slip through somewhere.
Right. Sneaky little runner on the inside there. When he gets around the edge, he's got some speed also. Good back for the Bearcats. Now, that was the dead T formation. Yep. So that's going to be number 4, Michael Hessen. He's pushed out of bounds by number 20, Todd Gibson, and looks like Cody Mitchell was in the area as well. They're going to have a 1st down at the 11-yard line of the Eagles. 1st and 10. Opportunity to make the 1st down before they could get into the end zone here. So potentially 8 plays to take it 11 yards, Alan.
Yeah. And they're going to go for it.
Oh, yeah. Ulmer calling out signals to his guys. Sends the man in motion. Gibbs going to be to the first back through. And we had a tackler in the backfield, number 41. He's ultimately going to make the tackle. That's Caden Bartlett. Grabbed a hold and just couldn't keep him from going forward.
And did you see where Bartlett hit him? He hit him high.
Yes.
So we're going to have to go around that midsection.
We talked about this a little bit last night in one of the junior high broadcasts. I think it may have been the 8th grade. We kind of had a sloppy quarter there and looked like we were reaching and grabbing and trying to tackle high, and kind of seeing a little bit of that out of the senior high Eagles right here. You'd like to see them, aim for that belly button, wrap up, and drive their legs until they tackle the back. There's the hard count. One of the Eagles is going to jump off sides, so they're going to get 5 freebies there, Alan.
Yeah, and we're going to have to tighten up.
That's really about all you can say about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm the color and I'm supposed to elaborate on it, but wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to pitch it to you because I don't have anything else to add either.
Yeah.
Sorry to put you on the spot. 2nd and 4 at the Eagle 5-yard line. And again, we just need to stop. We just need something positive, something to get this crowd involved, something to get these Eagles fired up and ready to go.
2nd and 4 from the 5.
So the dead T.
Pitch is going to go to number 2. He's looking for running room around the left side. Had a tackler a hold of him and slips out of the tackle. He's going in for 6, Alan. It's going to bring the score to 20-0. Bearcats lead your Eagles. And, I mean, at this point, we just need anything to go our way. It don't got to be flashy. It don't got to be fancy. It don't got to be points. We just need something
We need to come up with a stop.
In our favor, yeah, definitely.
Hessen to hold.
And we knew this Bearcat team was going to be a tough game. So, I mean, they're predicted to win that 4A 4 West. What are they in? They're predicted to win their conference. And let me tell you, Pottsville's in their conference. So,
yeah. Now Dardanelle also in that conference, and I think Hooten's actually gives Dardanelle more love than the coaches do. The coaches picked Boonville to win, but Hooten's, if you look at actually their rankings, they picked Dardanelle to be the class of that conference. So the PAT is no good, and we are going to. Well, I was going to kick it down to Drake. He's talking to one of the coaches, so turn him on, Alan.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take it down to Drake for a little analysis here.
Hey, guys, got to speak with Devin James down here as well as Coach Bryant, the assistant coach. Things are still looking up. Guys are still excited down here. The offense is a little one-dimensional right now. They said they may try to change that up, try to get some variations, do some things a little bit differently. But so far, defensively, guys are getting tired down here. That's a big part is fatigue, so we'll try to keep our defense off the field, get a good offensive drive down here.
You're exactly right, Drake. Defense has been on the field far too long. As you see, number 6 for the Bearcats kick it off. It's going to go deep over Zeke Bell's shoulder. He's going to let it roll, and finally, luckily crossed the goal line for the touchback.
Just kissed it.
I mean, you can see where the football's laying. That's where it stopped. I mean, it's barely in the end zone as it is. So Eagles will have the 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, and as we said before, we need something positive to happen. If nothing else, we need a sustained drive to keep the Eagle defense off the field and let them get a breather and get some water in them, man.
Right, and, and unfortunately, we do have a lot of guys going both ways. So some of them are not going to get that.
So it looks like we're going to have Britton come on as the quarterback. Wirtz in at wide receiver. First time we've seen those two young men tonight as they were serving some type of a disciplinary action. So first play, and you see, Alan, the same thing we saw last Friday night when Britton got the personal foul penalty and had to go out of the game. Difference in cadence between the two quarterbacks, and we have a false start right off the bat.
And right away we're playing behind the sticks again, and those things we can't have those that kind of silly penalties.
So here's what I'm looking for out of Britton, Allen. I want to see him come out and play with some fire, like a man who is really frustrated that he had to serve a suspension. Pitches to Rocha a little bit late, and Rocha's got running room. He's going to be up over the 25-yard line where he's going to be pushed out of bounds by number 4 and number 59 for the Bearcats.
That's a good job by Rocha just to bring that pitch in. Britton was under quite a bit of pressure when he made that pitch. And Rocha done a great job bringing that in and getting – he got almost 10 yards out of that play. So
yeah, he did. Brings up a 2nd and a long 5. Hessen and Reyes were the tacklers for the Bearcats there, pushed him out of bounds, or they never did bring him down. Rocha is a load to get to the ground. See the shift by the Bearcat defense. Britton has it. He's going to give to – that would have been Rocha off right guard. He's going to be forward for about a 3-yard gain where he's going to be tackled by number 73 for the Bearcats. That's Ethan. Wow, Alan, I'm going to let you attempt this one. Say that young man's last name.
Yeah, but you know me. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to call him
Mr. P.
Paragla. Can you say it? Yeah, we don't know. Mr. P is what we're going to call him. Rocha busts through for a big run. He's going to be tackled out at the Bearcat 45. And, Alan, just what we needed on the big run. Look at the crowd.
Exactly.
We got people
going. And guess what? Our defense is still over there getting some wind in them, getting some water in. And we move the ball down and cut into this 20-point deficit.
We need to go on and take this one down and score while we're at it would be my favorite move we could make right here. So a little bit of fire out of the Eagle offense here in the second quarter. Britton has the ball. He's going to keep around the right end. He's got running room. He's down to the 30 where he's going to be tripped up by number 11. That's Brandon Ulmer, the quarterback also for the Bearcats. They're actually going to give him the 29. That's another first down, Allen, and I like what I'm seeing.
There we go. Now what the difference is, they have to respect that middle, and we can get outside now.
Britton definitely a more dangerous runner and a little bit more adept at handling the ball than what Mr. Vines is. No knock against Vines, just a sophomore, first start ever in varsity football. As you see Britton try to make the handoff there to Mitchell, unable to do so. Ball goes on the ground, but Duff is able to fall on it, and looks like we're going to lose a yard back to the 30-yard line, or it'll be 2nd and 11. Alan, we're going to have to be smart enough to bring us a fan up here like Mr. Steve's got down there on the PA mic. It's a nice night outside for football. Beautiful weather, just a little toasty in the booth. Of course, we're putting out a lot of hot air up here as well. That's not helping the situation. I get a cackle out of the ladies to my right here on that one. So there's going to be a timeout taken by the Eagles. I'm looking for Drake. I was going to try to pitch it down to him, but I don't see him. Alan, do you see him anywhere?
Look in the middle of the huddle.
Is he in the middle of the huddle?
I don't know where he's at.
I thought he was. He's texting me. Let me see what he says. Okay, he's over in the student section.
There he is.
Let me see if I can get him on the mic over there.
Yeah, right there he is.
He's going to take the mic back down there. Alan, turn the mic on. We're gonna throw it to him down at the student section. And there it is.
Hey, guys, down here live with the student section. These guys are hopped up. The new run out down here was absolutely awesome. They're all super excited about that. Chase Lewis said it's been an awesome first night at Philip D. Weaver here. First night at home. We've got about 120 kids right here, and they are loud and proud for our Eagle football team. Out here, we'll bring them back the ball game. Go Eagles.
All right, Drake, we like seeing those students fired up and ready to go. And just like I said, a little bit of fire out of the team, a little bit of fire out of the students, a little bit of fire out of the fans. Hey, it's exciting up here now.
Yeah, it got us a ball game.
Even I'm a little bit more excited. My goodness. So Britton's going to keep around the right end. He's looking for running room, trying to break a tackle. He got out of the first one, but then he got kind of sandwiched between a couple of other guys across there. Haven't got a number yet on the tackler.
You know, that's Ulmer's side over there.
28 is going to be one of the tacklers. That's Grant Rodats. 73 is Mr. P. We're not going to attempt his last name.
We'll just go ahead and apologize.
Yes, if any of let's see here, number 33, Ethan P's family's listening, we apologize. Wish we had a pronunciation on that one, but we don't. Britton back up under center. I didn't get the backs before I started talking. Throw's going to be to Wirtz, and it's a little bit high. Went up, tried to grab it with one hand, but hitting the back while he's in air and unable to hang on to it. So that should I would have thought the clock would stop since it was an incomplete pass, but it's still rolling for some reason. Now they stopped it about 13 seconds too late with 5:16 on the play. You hate seeing that out of your home clock operator, cheating you out of precious seconds when you're trying to go down and score, but it is what it is. Britton up under center. He's going to run the option, pitches to Duff. Duff's looking for running room. He's grabbed by the jersey and slung down by number 8 for the Bearcats. That's going to be Jacob Gregory. Clock actually stopped now.
And the Bearcats, they just ready for that play. We didn't fool them with that one.
So I guess that was a turnover on downs.
Yes.
I got too focused on the clock rolling there and didn't pay attention to what it was. So turnover on downs by the Eagles. Bearcats will take it at their own 28. Alan, I want to see what the defense comes out and does right here. After the offense able to keep them on the sidelines a little bit and let them get a breather, get some water.
Yes, and I expect to see this option play here.
Quarterback actually counters again, and they are absolutely killing us with that run, Alan. Every time they run it, it's a minimum of 4 yards. And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to it. Do you have any ideas on that one?
Hit somebody and wrap up.
Yeah. Kill it up to make the tackle, not before Ulmer can get 4 yards on the play, 5 yards on the play. It's going to bring down actually 6, I guess. 2nd and 4 for the Bearcats at their own 34-yard line. So they are in that offset flex bone again, we'll call it. 21's the motion man. A little bit of different setup. Gibbs going to be to the fullback. He's trying.
He's broke out again.
Alan, I thought he was stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden he squirts out there, and he's off to the races. And gets 7 yards on the run.
We couldn't see exactly what happened, but, you're right. There was plenty of guys there to make the play, and somehow he slips out and gets enough for a first down.
1st and 10 for the Bearcats. There's going to be a flag here. We'll await the signal by the official. Illegal shift is the initial signal from the side judge to the referee. Referee wants an explanation, make sure the right call is being made. They're actually going to call it a procedure penalty. False start against the Bearcats. Back them up 5 yards. They'll make it 1st and 15 from the the Bearcat 37-yard line.
We'll take what we can get at this point.
You're right. Eagle drive started behind the sticks down here last time, able to make something positive out of it. Booneville drive's going to start behind the sticks here, or not the drive start, but after the first down, the next set of downs is going to start behind the six. Maybe that'll give the defense a chance to go make a play. There's the motion man, number 4. He gets the pitch around the right side, cuts inside the first tackler, who's actually able to come back and get a hold of him. That's Kuntz. Clay Kellett up to lay a lick and actually make the stop, but he's going to pick up 5 yards where it's going to be 2nd down and 10 at the the Bearcat 42-yard line. Pardon me.
Coach done a good job fighting off that block, but it was 5 yards down the field. We got to fight that off at the line of scrimmage. So they're going to take a timeout here.
So Booneville's going to take the timeout. We're going to pitch it down to Drake here and see what he has to say about the Eagle sideline.
Guys, these guys down here are tired already. Some fatigue setting up. I talked to Ethan Gasway, the starting center, said their defensive line is not that great. It's just we've been slow off the line so far. So we're not popping off. We're not hitting hard enough. He said that he's talked the guys up in between here. A lot of pep talks going on down here trying to recover from the 20-0 deficit. Corey, this is an awesome broadcast. Can you give me some of our sponsors for tonight's ball game?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand it. Yes, the sponsors are DNN Construction, also the Charlie Roller Foundation. We want to appreciate them for their generous donations to help us purchase the equipment that we use to broadcast the game here. Also want to go ahead and take another chance to mention the T-shirt sponsors tonight. As you know, at every home game, the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation sponsors 150 shirts that are thrown into the crowd and also given out at the pregame tailgate. $500 sponsorship per T-shirt. There's only 6 sponsors on the shirt, so anyone who wants to get in on that, you'll get your name on the shirt. Also, we'll recognize you. This week's sponsors, Wilson Heating and Cooling, CCS Incorporated, Lasting Impressions, Remax Elite with Evelyn Dean, Eddie Joe Williams, State Senate District 29, and Southern Tees. It looks like they're going to call it dead, Alan. I thought I was going to get real excited there for a moment after announcing those sponsors there.
I don't think he really maintained possession of that. We did have some good backside pressure there by Tristan Milligan on this side, but over there on that other side we had
that'd be Gibson and Zeke Bell on that side.
Laying the wood.
They put a smack on the receiver there, separated him from the ball. I almost wish they would have let him hang on to it for a split second longer, and Gibson would have been off to the races there for a touchdown.
Yes. So now we got them 3rd and 10. Defensively,
it could be a big win right here if we can make this stop on 3rd and 10.
A bend don't break. Now, last time they motion like this, they run this side.
They're going to drop back to pass this time. Ulmer throws it up. Pass is going to fall incomplete, and a super late flag. I mean, that flag came in after the ball had already bounced the second time, Alan, so we'll see what the call is.
I think this official was waiting on this sideline official to throw it. I did see the hold.
My opinion is if you see the hold, throw the flag. It's anybody's call out there. It is pass interference on the defense. I saw the grab, but it's right in front of the side official. That's his call.
Yeah, and was the ball really catchable?
No, absolutely not. That's the thing. The ball was not catchable, and you just hate seeing a super late flag. Mark off the 15 yards against the Eagles. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Bearcats out at the Eagle 42-yard line.
The fans not liking the call.
Definitely no one in the stadium likes the call, and it's basically deflated us all, Alan. I mean, we had some excitement there. We had the stop because the pass was nowhere near catchable, and the late flag kind of deflates us. As you see, the back number 2 is Andrew Robertson around the left end of the offense there for about an 8-yard gain, and
they're getting that edge set, and they're going to, as long as they keep setting that edge like they are, that outside run's going to be there for them. And that's all we're going to be able to say about it.
Clock continues to roll at 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play until the half. I know Drake and Allen have a super good halftime show for you here. I don't know exactly what they've got planned. I'm going to try to make sure I get a message down to Drake to get up here quickly. Little screen pass out to number 23 in the left flats. He catches it and able to run forward with about 4 Eagle defenders running beside him, it looked like. He's going to be down to nearly the 20-yard line.
And we seem to have that bottled up. Ulmer pump faked a couple of times. Seeming we're distracting him there, and just couldn't get the quarterback sacked.
Offset bone there for the Bearcats. Pitch is going to go to number 4. He's off the right tackle, and he is smoked by number 42, Clay Kellett.
I heard that pop all the way up here.
I did too, and that's the lick that you're looking for there. That excites the crowd a little bit.
Yet they still picked up 5. And you're right. That's the wrapping up that we need. Good job, Mr. Kellett. Have you heard me been preaching?
I think he heard you. Maybe Drake told him.
Face in the chest, arms around the waist. Good job.
You know, old Drake, he's not just pretty and good for sideline analysis. Maybe he sent a good message down there and said, hey, Allen wants you to stick somebody.
Yeah.
See Ulmer keep around the left side. He's going to be tackled. I didn't even see what everybody's upset about. Did you?
No, I looked down to score it.
A little extracurricular activity. It was a lineman blocking one of our guys farther down the field after the whistle, and some of the fans not liking that very much.
And the Eagles doing a lot of swapping in and out here, getting some fresh legs.
You see Rocha out there on defense. First time we've seen him. Eagles are going to take a timeout. Allen, do they have too many men on the field? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, they're just 11.
Yeah.
So they just want to talk it over. With 1 minute and 5 seconds left here to play, we're going to toss it down to Drake and see what he thinks about it.
We got a timeout here on the Vilonia side of things. These guys are still fired up and ready to go. It's been awesome. It's been awesome to be down here, have the sideline cam. Now, that flag on the Eagles down here, that was just. We had a little bit of a grabbing down there. It was hard to see from the stands and from y'all's point of view, but we did have a little bit of grabbing. And then right here, you saw a late hit. A lot of the coaches were very adamant on why do we not get that call. These referees have thrown flags a lot tonight. Should have gotten that call. And I'll be honest with you, that was a late hit. We'll continue to progress throughout this game and keep playing hard. These guys have not given up yet.
Thank you, Drake. I appreciate that. So Drake saw the tug, we saw the tug, but our analysis was that the ball was uncatchable. So either way, the official threw the flag. We got the penalty yardage.
Yep.
That is what it is. We can't change it. No need to belabor that fact. The point here is we have a 3rd down and 4 with a chance to stop and maybe force a field goal attempt.
Field goal, or we're probably going to have to just stop them twice.
Dead tee set by the Bearcats. Allen, you're exactly right. It's going to be a pass, and luckily it's out of the reach of the receiver's hands. Mitchell was there, but I think he may have bit down on the fake just a little bit, and he was in chase mode there. So pass out of the receiver's reach, luckily for the Eagles. Incomplete pass is going to stop the clock with 1 minute and 1 second left to play until the half. It's going to bring up 4th down and 4. And the Bearcats look like they are indeed leaving their offensive unit there, Allen.
Yeah, so we got stop number 1. Let's get stop number 2. We need to get the ball back, go down and score, because guess what? Bearcats get the ball at the half.
That's absolutely correct. Dead tee set. Ulmer has it. He's going to pitch it to number 2, and we had a tackler in the backfield, and he just missed. And Allen, he wasn't the only one who missed. 2 other guys missed tackles there. I can't explain it. I know they practice tackling. I know we're in position, but we're really not even getting a hand on the runner at this point.
Yeah, and they don't look that quick. I know they're fast, but we're just, for whatever reason, not getting a hat in the chest.
So the Bearcats go up 26-0 here. 55 seconds are going to remain on the clock when the Eagles get the ball back. Bearcats are going to chase that point they missed a moment ago. They are in a formation I haven't seen yet.
That'd be a 3-by-1 just from under center.
So Ulmer's being chased. He throws the ball, and it's going to be caught. The defender's just standing there kind of looking at the ball fly through the air. Nobody had the receiver in the back of the end zone, and that's good for 2 points.
To number 3, that's Woolridge.
Good play by the Bearcats there to convert the 2 points, and they're not chasing, they're picking up. 28-0 Bearcats, 55 seconds to play. Eagles ready to receive the kick here. Alan, give me something positive, man.
Well, we need to take this 55 seconds and ram it down their throats, what we need to do, and set the tone for the second half. And if we can't, let's go back in at halftime. Let's pick up some adjustments, and let's start chipping away at this 28 points.
So what do you expect to see out of the Eagle offense here? Do you think we're going to put it in the air? You think we're going to keep it on the ground? Are we going to see something that we haven't seen before, maybe a little trick play of some sort or another? What do you think is going to be the plan for the Eagle offense?
I think we're going to put it in the air a little bit right here. I don't know that we're going to go deep. I don't think we have to go deep. Again, all we need to do is get it out to the edge and take advantage of these one-on-ones that we're getting out there. And put player against player.
Absolutely. So deep guys are going to be Duff, Bell, and that's not who is that?
Number 7.
Draven Smith, the sophomore back there. Bell's going to take it at the 15s up across the 20, out to the 22, 23-yard line. He's going to be tackled by number 5, Gabe Fennell. Eagles are going to have a 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Alan, what I was going to say there is what I would like to see is what I saw our 8th grade and our 9th grade do last week. I don't mind having the split backs in the backfield. I said last week, I meant last night. Drop that quarterback into the shotgun. Keep those backs back there either for max protect or to slip them out into the flats and go 3 wide receivers. Let's see what Britton's arm can do.
And already you see a 2-by-1 here by us. And, well,
Smith is the slot receiver there. They're going to throw to Smith out in the right flats, and he's got room. He's got some moves, Alan. You liked it. You love it. I mean, the sophomore has some moves. It was nothing fancy from the throw and the catch, but after that.
Get out there and take advantage of the numbers.
Up to the 38-yard line of the Eagles, it's going to be 1st and 10, and here we are back up to this line of scrimmage again. Smith's going to run off. We're just going to go back to our traditional veer set. Quick out to Wirtz. He's trying to beat his man, and Allen, there's no blocking or anything out there for him. It's a throw straight to him in one-on-one coverage.
And we're gaining 4. Well, we got 4 yards out of that one. 13, 14 out of the last one. But that's exactly what the Bearcats are doing in their run game. They're getting 4, and then they pop a big one. We've got to unclog that middle to open it up for Rocha and Duff in there. And these little out passes are essentially just a long handoff anyway. And let's take advantage of this one-on-one. I'd like to see our receivers go attack these quarterbacks, and instead of trying to dance around them, let's go get what we can get. Let's get that 4 or 5, and let's go on.
Alan, I wouldn't mind seeing Smith back out there. He's almost as tall as Wirtz. I mean, we could be 6'3 plus out of 2 of the 3 receiver positions. Well, no, Kuntz is over 6'3", so we could be 6'3 plus in all 3 receiver positions, still have max protection in the backfield, or I say max protection, extra protectors in the backfield if you feel like you need it for Britton. And here we go, the exact set I'm looking for, all 3 of the tall receivers out there. I don't know if Britton's going to go up under center, if he's going to be in the gun. The backs are going to be Morris and Duff.
Does the high school practice that shotgun set? I've not seen it on film.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm going to say they probably don't. So he's going to fake the quick out to Kuntz. He comes right back to him. Kuntz is going to be up for about 8 yards to the 50-yard line where he's going to be brought down. And I really like that play call. Fake the screen, look upfield to see if they bid on it, because if so, Smith's going to be wide open. They went with him, both defenders, so there was nobody to take Kuntz. Excellent play call. And Britton's just going to clock the ball there. 13.3 seconds left to play.
5 to the second will take off the clock. Eagle offense will have it.
Second and 10, just it's going to be at the Eagle 49-yard line. So Smith's going to come off, Simpson back in. I suspect to see Simpson line up tight.
As a tight end?
Yes.
Now, he'll slip out in that slot, but
I wouldn't mind seeing him running the seam right here,
yeah.
although they've got 3 defenders out there and another safety over the top. So Britton's flushed out of the pocket. There we go. Oh, man, and we had what we wanted. We had Kuntz 12 yards up the field right at the sideline and just unable to complete. Now, Britton's flushed. He's being chased by 3 Bearcat defenders, so understand why that throw might have went a little high.
Yeah.
7.6 seconds left to play. 3rd and 10. And Eagles they're probably going to have to go deep here, Alan.
Yeah, I wish we would have had a little more time to show you. I guarantee you that this middle off tackle play, we'd pop them this time. But you're right. Look at us. We got a cover 2 look here. Anything down them seams with another your outside receivers running up too, we're going to put that guy in a bad position to make a choice.
Britton on the play action. He's back to pass. He's going to throw it up for Wirtz. Wirtz has got about a foot on his man. He goes up, and it's going to be an interception, Alan.
Yeah.
Number 23 for the Bearcats, Ethan Dobbs, is going to have the interception. And it doesn't matter because the clock is at 0-0.
Right.
That's going to be the last play of the half. The Eagles are going to trail it 28-0 going into the half. I'm going to transition here to one of our graphics and some of our music so we can get set up for our halftime show. So bear with me for just a moment while I get that set up. And I'm going to sign off for halftime and let Drake step in here with Alan and give you a little bit of a halftime analysis and see what we think the Eagles are going to try to do while they talk with the coaches at half. This is Corey Erie, Alan Wade, and Drake Toll on Eagle Vision, courtesy of the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation.
For the Eagles in the first half, they trail the ball game 28-0. Here we go. We got
few little
make sure everything's set up here. All right, Alan. So First half of the ball game, your score is 28-0. Boonville scores there at the very end. I'll tell you, on the sidelines, the coaches are trying to make as many adjustments as possible. A lot of halftime adjustments are being discussed as of right now. It was one of those deals where these guys were fired up and ready to play.
They are.
But they just didn't execute there between the trenches to begin the ball game.
No, they didn't, and we got a lot of things to get corrected here at halftime.
Right.
Just to put it, to be honest about it. And we got an uphill climb.
That's right.
And it is what it is at this point, and we can't go back and change anything. So let's make some adjustments at halftime. And like I said earlier, we just got to start chipping away at this 28 points.
That's right.
And get to the ball. Put your face in their chest. Put your arms around them. Let's wrap somebody up and take them to the ground. If we don't do that, it's only going to get worse.
That's right. Yeah. Now we've seen so far in the first half the running game has worked for Boonville. How many were their stats at as of right now?
You know, they've got 219 yards on the ground at this point. 219 yards. 249 total. Just 26 plays.
Yeah.
And, you know, Corey and I was talking about how much our defense had been out on the field. 26 plays. We've ran 29.
Really?
We've actually had more offensive plays than Boonville to this point. So, you know, sometimes – what we're seeing and what we're thinking is not really reality when you go to the numbers. But, again, we've rushed the ball 21 times for 102 yards, 4.9. We're 4 for 8 in the pass. So 30 plays, 3.8 yards for a total of 132 yards at this point. So not bad. You know, I think late we found what the key was.
Yeah.
Pushing the edge of the fields with a little bit of pass.
That's right.
And that's essentially going to open up that middle for us and let our linemen go to work and start creating some of these gaps that we need.
Yeah. Yeah, talking to the assistant coaches down on the sideline. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But talking to the assistant coaches on the sideline, each one of them said, in the first half we've been too one-dimensional so far with our offense. We've seen a lot of running the ball up the middle. And so far, it'll work for the first few plays, but then it's shut down because Boonville's really loading the box the majority of the time down here. And a big part of our offense is that run game, but there at the end, we saw some of the short pass game work well for us and gain some yards on it until we did that long ball, that interception that was a questionable down there. Now, one of the big factors in here, we had some trouble in the first quarter, especially last week with the officiating. And down here, the coaches are not very happy, but let me tell you, some of these flags are well deserved. I mean, we're just not playing clean football so far.
I seen the tug. Yeah, I told Corey I seen it. Yes, you would like the side official to throw it, but
that's right.
If he didn't see it, he didn't see it. So the judge did see it, threw the flag, and at the end of the day, we're still down 28-0.
That's right. Yeah.
So.
Now, what do we see as far as the Eagles offensively? Once again, put yourself in Coach Young's shoes. Where do you go in the second half to start off? You want to go ahead and get out hot.
Right, kind of how we finished.
Yeah.
Start tacking the edges. And I was telling Corey, if we would have had a little more time there, that would have allowed us, we could have seen how these little edge passes open up that middle for us.
Right. Hope to see some more passing of the football, especially that short game. 8 passes there is more than our last 2 games combined.
And they don't have to be deep passes. We don't have to go down the field 40, 50 yards to open up this running game.
Right.
We've got to go from the line of scrimmage to 10 yards deep on the edge and maybe some little digs across the middle to open up that middle to get them linebackers in that second level out from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So that our linemen can go to work and create those gaps for us.
And you look at sometimes in a football game, you have to catch breaks to win a ball game. Last week we didn't catch any breaks at Pottsville in the first half. And here, once again, a couple fumbles on the ground that we haven't been able to recover. I mean, there's just those few things in here. We're not catching many breaks. And so overall, the first half not looking too hot here in front of the home crowd. But we look to turn that around immediately in the second half. And these guys have the right head to do so.
They do. And the coaches are going to get them there. And you know what? Even if we lose this game right here, I'm still Eagle. We all still love our Eagles. We love our boys. We know they're out there giving their best effort, and sometimes it's just not good enough.
That's right.
And in life, just like in life, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. And what we want to learn out of that is, what did I do wrong? How can I fix it? And how can I work harder to fix it?
That's right.
Sometimes the losings we get our best life lessons. So
lesson to be learned out of everything. And before we bring Mr. Newman on, we'll have our last couple discussions about statistics. We've seen Omer, their quarterback, and then Rodats, their running back. They both come up with some big games down here. Rodats, I'm telling you, he drove Zeke Bell into the ground down here and scored a touchdown. These guys are grown men.
They are. They run with some intensity.
Right.
And they've got some determination behind them.
Yeah, they're a fiery football team, a feisty football team, picked in the preseason to win the 4-4A, and so far they look like a team that's going to win the 4-4A.
They do.
All right, we're going to go ahead and bring in Mr. Newman here. We'll take a second to get him hooked up. Yeah, we'll leave it here, this one right here. Go ahead and get your headset. It'll stretch across there.
That might be easier.
There we go. Test 1, 2 right in there.
I got you.
Good, good. Mr. Newman, first off, welcome to Vilonia. A belated welcome here.
Yes, good to have you, sir.
It's been a while.
Good to be up here. Thank you.
Guess you're, 2 months in as the new athletic director here, roughly somewhere around there. What's it been like so far working in Vilonia?
Well, it's been really exciting. I tell you what, it's fun to come into a place like this and see the tradition and the community support. That's really refreshing. Coming from Conway, I'm not saying we didn't have the community support, but you know, Conway's a big place.
Right.
A lot of people. So it's good to see a community rally behind our school, and that's exciting to see. Exciting to be a part of.
Now, what is one thing so far that's really stood out to you and been special about this place?
The people. More than anything, it's just the people. You know, I talk to new people every day, people that have been a part of this program and part of this school system for a long time. You know, for example, you know, Mr. Sellers taking over for a guy that's been here 45 years.
Right.
It's just, it's amazing. So apparently we're doing something right in Vilonia Public Schools for a guy who wanted to stick around for 45 years. So.
And not ever move. You know, he was my parents' principal, my principal, Corey's principal, my kid's AD. So he went through many generations of Wades.
So many cool stories like that you meet, and that's been the really cool part about this is just talking to people and getting to know people and hearing those kind of stories.
Yeah, that's definitely been a cool part. It's a great part about our town is when faculty members come to Vilonia, they stay here for a long time because it's such a great place to work. Who's one person, if you could give me, somebody that's really helped you settle in here in Vilonia in a new community?
Well, if I had to pick one, I guess I'd have to say Mr. Sellers. You know, he kind of took me under his wing there. When they decided to hire me in late February, and he and I have built that working relationship since then. And, I mean, I talk to him several times a week still at this point, and every time I talk to him, the last thing he says to me is call me anytime you need something. So, again, you know, to have people like that around here supporting our community and supporting me is something really amazing too. But if I had to pick another person, Michelle Garrison is my assistant.
Yeah.
She's been amazing. She's a hard worker, and I can count on her and depend on her to do things. I mean, she told me today, she said, my job is to make your job easier. And when you're surrounded by people like that, I tell you what, it makes it really fun.
Yes.
That's right.
It makes it not like you're coming to work. It's like you're going to go play.
Exactly. You know, I did a board presentation the other night, and I told the school board, I said, you know, I grew up in athletics playing football, baseball, and basketball. And some of the most influential people in my life are my coaches. And I just feel so blessed to be a part of a community that supports that. It's just like going back in time when I was playing, you know. But I feel really blessed to be here and to be given this opportunity to lead our athletic program. So it's really, really exciting for me.
Right. So last night I seen you was on the road there with the junior high.
Yeah.
And so can we talk about your boys?
Absolutely, sure.
Or your kids. So how many kids do you have?
My wife Stephanie and I have been married for 20-plus years. And we have 3 boys. Brady is our oldest. He's 18. He just started at the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville. He's studying engineering. Super proud of that young man. My middle son is Noah. He's a 9th grader. He's playing a little defense and punter and kicker for the 9th grade program. And my youngest one, Isaac. Isaac's going to be like his daddy. He's a big old kid, and he's going to be an offensive or defensive lineman. So, they are really excited to be a part of Vilonia. Noah transitioning into football really helped really helped him with that transition into school. Isaac didn't get that, wasn't afforded that opportunity, but he transitioned within that first week or so, and so he loves it now.
It's weird how sports does that for
it
people.
really is. It's unique. It's unique.
And that's what, you know, I had an old man tell me one time, why do you do all this with your kids? Well, because, one, they're going to be doing something. And I want it to be a positive role, and that's what sports provides for our youth.
Yeah, you learn a lot of life lessons growing up in athletics. You know, you work You learn the value of hard work and teamwork and being around brothers that you sweat with and you bleed with.
Yep.
And I know all of us can go back playing youth and building some of those friendships and still friends with those guys today. So that's really cool.
Yep.
What has it been like for you coming from a 7A school, those football games on Friday nights? You got thousands and thousands and thousands, and then coming here to see some small-town football. How cool is that for you?
It's really neat. I tell you, the biggest transition for me is I'm moving out of a supervisory role when I was assistant principal.
Yeah.
My main job was to supervise students when I was at ball games. So I didn't get an opportunity to watch a whole lot of football. I was at the football games, but I didn't get a chance to watch.
Right, yeah.
I could tell you what the score was, but I couldn't tell you what the other offense ran. So that's been refreshing and exciting for me. I get clued into the game. As a matter of fact, last night you mentioned I was at the 9th grade game, and my wife had a whole conversation with me sitting right beside me. And finally she said, "Where are you?" I said, "What are you talking about? I'm sitting right here." She goes, "You didn't hear a word I said." I said, "No, I was so clued into what we were doing and trying to evaluate and observe and what's going on with our programs that's the neatest thing for me, the transition for that."
Now, you've seen a couple guys around here. Of course, you went to UCA, played football at UCA. You were a lineman.
Go Bears.
Now, there's a couple guys around in Vilonia you may have played football with or gone to school with. Tell us about those people and how well they've helped you transition to the town.
Chad Moran, boy, he was a good one back in the day. Chad and I played for a year together. He was actually Gulf South Conference Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year. He won several weekly awards. He was just a great all-around athlete. I think he played just about every position on offense except for offensive line.
Yeah.
Wherever we needed somebody to make a play, that's where they'd plug in Chad Moran. So seeing people like that and making those connections, always obviously helps the transition so much easier.
And seeing Chad Moran down there on our
the chain crew.
Chain gang, the hardest working chain gang crew in the state, as Corey calls them. So
again, going back to the people, just people like Chad volunteering their time to do things like that, really neat, really refreshing.
Oh yeah. Last question for me, and then I'll let Alan sneak a couple in. This is a quiz question for you.
It's a what?
It's a quiz question for you. Who is our big rival?
Who is our big rival? It got to be Greenbrier.
There we go. I was making sure
blue and white,
making sure somebody filled you in.
Oh yeah, several people told me you better get rid of that blue in your closet before you get up here. So we did. We had a big garage sale. There was a lot of blue for sale in that garage sale.
I was just making sure you were filled in on that much.
Oh yeah.
So my question would be, where would you like to see our programs? Not necessarily just football. We got basketball, softball, baseball. Where would you like to see them go?
I would like to see it. Originally coming in, my conversation with the school board when I got hired is I want to be one of the best programs in 5A, and that's still a goal, and I think it's an attainable goal. I want to just see us making progress. Progress in facilities, progress in our programs, building our programs, getting kids involved. One of my biggest things about being athletic director is I'm still coming from the academic side of stuff. So I was assistant principal for 8+ years. And, just retaining kids from 9th grade to 12th grade and get them graduated and get them productive out in society, whether it be college or the workforce, whatever, has got to be, our goal collectively as a school district. And anytime you can get kids plugged into athletics or band, whatever that may be, your retention rate just climbs and keeps growing. So I want to provide our kids the opportunity to get involved. And when you do that, your graduation rate increases. And to me, that's what it's all about.
That's right. Well, it's good to have you here on the halftime show. Looks like we got about 4 minutes.
Yep, 4 minutes coming in. Mr. Newman, thanks so much again
for
being with us. It's awesome to have
some work to do out there.
Yes.
Go Eagles.
So
here we go. I'll give those over to you. Here, we'll finish up our halftime show here real quick. So the Eagles coming in with a 28-0 deficit into the second half. Alan, will come back to you one more time, not just offensively or defensively, overall. How do we come back and win this ball game?
Chipping away again.
Chipping away. I said the same thing.
Yeah, just chip away at it. Don't look at when we climb Mount Nebo.
Right.
We don't look at the top and think, "Oh my God." We just put one step in front of the other, and we take care of business that one play, and then go take care of the next play.
Right.
So we can't look at the big mountain that we got to climb, or that big elephant we got to eat, whatever kind of saying.
Mount Nebo.
Your Mount Nebo, whatever. One play at a time.
One play at a time.
Let's make it positive and go from there.
Now, Alan, have you climbed Mount Nebo?
I have.
You climbed Mount Nebo?
I was actually trying to get Mount
Magazine.
No.
What is not Everest? Come on now.
Yes, I was trying to say Everest.
You have not climbed Everest.
No. I've never climbed Everest. But my point behind when we eat that big elephant, that big steak, We cut it off one slice at a time.
That's right.
So let's just stay calm, play within ourselves, stay within our character, and go away. Now, if we come out and we do that, we make plays in the second half, and we continue to start making defensive plays. We hold them at 28.
Yeah.
And we don't come back and win. You know what? We gave it our best shot.
Yeah, we did.
We made the adjustments we made. Let's learn our lessons from that first half and take it on into next week, into conference where it's going to matter.
Where it really matters. Those ball games matter a lot. A tough conference opponent to start next week with Alma. Once again, if you cannot make it to that ball game, you can watch us live on the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation. This broadcast right here will be it'll be held on to online for forever. So it'll be here for you to watch your enjoyment. We'll pan the crowd here, get back to the field. It's a packed house here at Philip D. Weaver Stadium, and I tell you what, it's been a fun night so far for the first home game of Eagle football. We've zoomed in down there on Sean Barber, and it looks like Johnny Reed down there with their T-shirt cannon, getting people up on their feet and excited.
Giving away some of them free 150 shirts.
Oh, my goodness, they did. And they do a great job, our Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, of accommodating for these fans and doing some awesome stuff for this program and everybody around us. It's been a fun season so far, and we hope it continues to only get better. This is Alan Wade and Drake Toll with your halftime show. We have concluded. About a minute to go until the second half. We'll send you in with some music. Then Corey Erie and Alan Wade will take you away in the second half.
And welcome back to Philip Weaver Stadium for the start of the third quarter. As you see, your Eagles are ready to kick off to the Bearcats. Allie, I'm looking at the computer screen. If you can get the deep man back there, that'd work.
Number 20.
Lewis kicks off. 23 is going to field it at the 9-yard line. He's up around the 20-yard line. He's going to sidestep a tackler there. Up to the 25. He's going to be hit hard there by number 35 for the Eagles. I misplaced my sheet here. Hold on. 35 is Jace Greer. Good coverage by that young man to come up and make the hit and make the tackle. Alan, we have brought up some scores here around the state. We're going to share those with you, some of the more interesting ones. We'll definitely try to cover all the conference teams as we go through the broadcast here. Looking for a little pick-me-up for the Eagles here. I'd like to see a big stop by the defense to start the second half.
See if we can cover these edge plays here.
It's going to be 21 on the counter play. He's around the left tackle. It's going to be up for about a 5-yard gain. Somebody's helmet flew off there for Boonville.
It's a running back.
Yeah, number 4, Michael Hessen loses his helmet. That young man's going to have to come off for a play. Wyatt Milliken on the tackle, assisted by Austin Kuntz.
7 on first down. They'll have it 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 after the 7-yard pickup by the Bearcat back. And Allen, more of the same there on the first play of the second half.
And there's not much to rehash about it. We're just
same play, other side. They're getting the edge every time. Number 2 is the running back. He's going to be stopped by Clay Kellett. The back's name is Andrew Robertson. And Allen, same thing. The edge is wide open every time they try to run there almost.
Yep, their defensive end, their tight end is doing a good job blocking down on us, creating that edge. Therefore, giving them all the daylight they need to try it down right down the field.
So you see the Bearcat player bring the play in. Ulmer relays it to the rest of his team. He's going to be up under center. Allen, they've ran predominantly out of this, what did I call it, the unbalanced flex bone or the offset flex bone, whatever.
In huddle, they call it the flex bone over.
That's a big run you see there by 21. He's going to be forced out of bounds by 17. That's Zeke Bell.
Zeke Bell drive 21 out of bounds. That's Elliott. Boonville will get into Eagle territory. Ball will be spotted at the 30.
So the Bearcats are going to be down around the Eagle 32-yard line. I'm sorry, I was getting a question about where our broadcast is. I'm gonna try to share that with that one of my former teachers.
Who's that?
Carla Alt.
Oh yeah, Coach
wow, that's
Alt.
a good tackle there.
Yes.
Is that Gibson? No, that's actually Mitchell
and
Gibson. Wow, good pursuit by those two guys. Good lick by Mitchell. Gibson was high, Mitchell was low. Loss of a couple. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12 for the Bearcats at the Eagle 34-yard line.
Let's see if we can tighten up before they hit this red zone here. That flex bone over that set.
Homer's going to give to 21. He's looking for room around the left side, and the Eagles cover that one much better, Allen.
But yeah.
Again, another bit of a push there, some dissatisfaction by the fans. It looked like a late push, but no flag.
Milliken coming up from the bottom there.
Gibson and Milliken on the stop for your Eagles.
So Todd Gibson also in on that tackle. Wyatt Milliken, first guy there.
Big third down play for your Eagle defense.
Yeah, we need a stop here.
It's going to be a pass as Ulmer drops back. He throws it deep. And our guy there, Bell, he plays the coverage excellent.
Yeah.
Actually reaches in there, gets a hand on the ball, and give that young man a pass breakup. And the thing I liked the most, Allen, was he was a little bit behind in his coverage at first when the ball went in the air, but instead of reaching and grabbing, what did he do?
He sped up.
He just picked up the speed and got in the position to make the coverage.
Good defense. Only one receiver went out there, so it was easy to cover. And it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Wow, 4th and 10, Allen. What I would be expecting here is the hard count.
And here's their spread formation. They're going to typically pass. Look for this comeback route down at the bottom.
Ulmer drops back.
It is the it's comeback or maybe more of a drag route to number 23. Nonetheless, they are short of the line of gain, and the Eagles will take over after the turnover on downs by the Bearcats. So a positive for the Eagle defense coming out of halftime.
Yeah, we'll take what we get. You know, we said we needed to hold them at 28. That's exactly what we did. So first time we're getting the ball here. Let's see if we can spread them out a little bit and take advantage of some of these numbers.
Britton back to pass. He's looking over the middle to Coots. Oh, excellent catch by Coots in traffic. Even better pass because there was only one guy that could get it. That was Coots. He's going to be down at the 47-yard line, Allen. He was just absolutely sandwiched.
And that looked like a run all the way by Britton. And he just dropped back at the last moment and threw the ball through the air. Perfect strike there to Coots.
Man, I really like that play call. Eagles opening up the playbook a little bit there. We haven't seen that one out of them just yet.
No.
Britton's going to give to Rocha straight ahead. He's going to be up to the 50-yard line for about a 3 or a 4-yard gain. Should be second down and about 7 there for the Eagles right at midfield.
I like that. And as more if we continue to hit these little quick pops out to the edge, the easier that run for Rocha is going to be up that middle. And Duff. And there goes Duff back up the middle. Again, we hitting them edges, and that's going to split out that defense, creating the bigger bubbles in there that we can attack.
And Alan, you were calling for that in the first half. You know, hey, let's get the ball wide. We did it at the end of the half. We've done it here, getting the ball into our receivers' hands. So more of the Bearcat defenders have to drop back and actually play coverage.
Right.
Opens up the middle just exactly like you prescribed. Why aren't you down there wearing a headset?
I'm right here wearing my headset. And there it looks like they're going to get us for motion.
I didn't see who it was, but I'm not doubting it at all. Every one of the officials signaling the same thing.
Yeah.
So motion on the Eagles.
It was that little jump there by the Bearcat defense. You know, just that little shift there causing some.
It looked like one of the Eagle players there asking for a sub for himself. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe that's some type of signal to the sideline that I'm not unaware of. Gibbs going to be to Rocha straight ahead. Actually, Britton's going to keep the ball, and he's going to have a good gain, Allen. He had me fooled and most of the Bearcat defense.
I thought Rocha had it too back up the middle, and I was going to be perfectly satisfied with the 4 yards that he got. And Britton's going to end up with a good 14-yard gain.
So I want to point out something there, Allen. Britton, after that run, he walks over, hands the ball to the official. He is doing everything right, exactly what you want to see out of a young man who served his discipline. He's doing everything right, and he's leading his Eagle team there as he gives the ball to Rocha. And my gosh, Allen,
the beast is loose.
You can't bring him down at first. I mean, you just can't do it.
No, and the Bearcats are not doing what we're not doing on defense, too. They're not putting their face in their chest and wrapping up.
Did you see the hands on the hips down there, too?
And Rocha is going to make them pay for that right there.
So Britton, as I said before, acting just like you would expect a quarterback to act. He gives it to Duff, who's going to be stacked up there. Maybe got a yard. Looks like they are going to give him a yard. Just going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Eagles 2nd down and 9.
And you hate seeing a young man have to serve any kind of suspension. Sometimes it's necessary. What you like is the reaction.
Yeah. You know what? If Lessons learns for whatever he done wrong, then the suspension well worth it.
Absolutely agree. Rocha's going to be straight ahead off the right guard. He's going to pick up about 5. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Eagle offense here. And, Allen, I'm thinking this is 4-down territory.
It is. It's got to be. We're down 28 points here in the third quarter's halfway gone. We gotta get this goose egg off the board.
So Britton calling out directions to his guys in the backfield. He has the ball, reverses out to Duff, and that's an excellent play. Duff's got running room. He's at the 10, the 5. That's going to be out of bounds at the 2-yard line, Allen. I was winding up for the big touchdown call. I didn't see his foot out. Dead gummit. I was really fired up for that one too.
What a play!
To go here in the
Did they call it a touchdown?
Third quarter, excuse me.
Oh, I missed it altogether. Touchdown, V-Town.
Works, number 13 with a big block down.
Good run there by
I
Doug.
swear the official on this side had him out. The fireworks are delayed. They were faked out on it too.
Yeah.
Nick Lewis on for the point after. That kicks up, and it's going to be good. So Lewis makes the point after. Awesome run by Dove. Alan, we're going to kick it down here to Drake for a sideline report. I think he has maybe a volleyball player to talk to with him.
We're here with Eagle volleyball player number 1, Callie Erie, a starter on our volleyball team. Callie, tell me what we got coming up and how good the season's been so far.
Well, so far, it's been kind of a struggle for us here lately. We've been working through some kinks and stuff, but in the last couple of practices, we've really came together as a team, and we've been working through everything, and we've been working on things we need to work on. And I think that this is the start of a turning point in our season. And our next conference game is against Greenbrier on Monday at Greenbrier, and y'all should all be there. And I really have more confidence in our team, especially from these past couple practices and stuff. So I think that from now on we're going to do a lot better than we've been doing.
There you go. Thank you, guys. Back to you, the football game.
All right, thank you, Drake. You see the Eagles here set to kick it off. We appreciate Callie stepping up to the mic there. Most of you already know that's my daughter. I think she gets the overuse of the word from me. Ball's going to go to the up-back, number 21 for the Bearcats. He's looking for running room right up the middle, and he has it, Alan. He's going to be all the way out to about the 37-yard lines where they're going to mark him down.
And it's a good thing that he was stumbling.
Yeah, he had cleared just about all of the Eagle coverage guys, and if he doesn't trip over, I know one of our guys got a hand on him and didn't see who it was. Then he kind of stumbled and bumbled over some of his own guys who were on the ground. Thank goodness for that. So let me update the score. I don't want to short us here as the score is now 28-7. I apologize for that. You'd think I'd want to get that up as quickly as possible. So the Bearcats are going to pull the ball and run the option here to the right side. There's Koontz with the lick. He's not able to do it. Knocks the mouthpiece out of the running back. You like the hard hit, but unable to wrap up and make the tackle.
So what's different now is we're reading that and we're getting out there. We didn't have that in the first half.
And, you know, Koontz getting his first start on defense tonight, not used to playing both ways, and he's either hurting a little bit from the stick he just put on the back of the Bearcats there, or he's getting a bit winded. But you like the tenacity and the want to stay out there and fight for his team.
Yes.
Bearcats back up to the line.
We're hugging the line.
21's in motion. We're trying to get out there to him. You know, they're calling for blocking a back down here too, you know, in the crowd, but Alan, the block was clean. He was, he was hooked up inside. Our guy tries to roll off of him, and ultimately he was touched in the back, but not a flaggable offense. Bearcat first down. Alan, I'm going to cover a couple of these scores here. I'm going to refresh so I'll make sure I get the most recent scores here. Some of our conference teams. You have Alma playing at Greenwood. No, I'm sorry. Greenwood's at Alma. Greenwood leads that one 34-21. Let me scroll down here and find some of our. Greenbrier is playing at home against Benton. Benton leads that contest by a score of 28-16. You see the Eagles swarm to make a good tackle there. Couple of yard pickup by the Bearcat running back. Looking down here at some of the other scores from our conference. Harrison and Little Rock Christian playing in Little Rock tonight. Christian leads that 28-21.
Second down and 8 for the Bearcat offense.
Looking on down. Morrilton and Searcy. Searcy actually leading that one 24-10.
I don't like that.
I don't
me.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Alan, Alan wants all of our conference members to win to make our conference look as good as possible.
Will go off left guard.
I agree with that until it's Alabama or LSU in the SEC. I ain't rooting for them no way, no how. And I dang sure ain't rooting for no Florida Gator.
Milligan.
I don't care who they're playing.
along with Bartlett.
I'm not going to root for Texas.
I agree with that 100%. I know I'm missing a couple of our conference members. I'm looking for them. Harrison's playing Little Rock Christian. Harrison's losing that one 28-21.
Third and less than 3 for the Bearcat offense.
So if they're big third down here for your Eagles.
Looking for a stop.
That dead T set.
Ah, excellent job. They stacked the hole up that the back was trying to run through and tackled him for no gain.
So who you give that tackle to?
Everybody.
Also there.
Every one of them.
Let me find me one of these offensive linemen.
Also in on the tackle.
Just give it to one of them. Give it to Hetherington.
There we go.
Number 69. Also
Rexroth. First time we've heard his name. Excellent job.
Mr. Rexroth. For the Bearcat offense.
Seeing the wing T look.
Down play, Eagle fans, for the defense. 28 off left tackle.
And we are going to make the stop. Eagle defense holds again. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and that brings the crowd to their feet.
That's right.
Gets the sideline fired up. Offense coming out with some fire and a little pep in their step. Clay Kellett and I know one of the Arundel brothers was in on that tackle. Which one was it? Was it Seth or?
I didn't see.
I didn't see either. I just heard Arundel from the PA announcer here in the stadium. Maumelle leads Little Rock Mills by a score of 37-0.
And you know our defense doing exactly what we asked them to do to keep that score at 28. So
Britton gives to Rocha. He's going to pick up a couple before he's taken down.
Rocha on the carry.
You know, we're starting to slip away. We got to remind them that we can play on the edge.
On the stop
so
for the Bearcats. Eagles will
so Allen calling for the edge pass or the edge run?
I want to pass out there.
I agree with that.
Just to remind them, because they're starting to stack that middle up a little bit again. So we got to remind them we can go there.
Oh, you know who I'm missing on the scoreboard here is Farmington. There we go. Farmington and P. Ridge knotted up at 7 apiece. Gibbs going to be to Duff. He bounces off of his own man. Then he's going to be stacked up by the Bearcat defenders on the interior of the line. They're going to actually give him forward progress of almost a yard. Ball's going to be at the Eagle 39-yard line. 3rd down and 7 to go.
See, I like that edge pass on 2nd down versus 3rd down because now they kind of suspect something like that on 3rd and 7 here.
Now, I know we're not set ready to play, but look at how tight the Bearcat defense is playing. I'd almost like to see Run Kuntz out here. There's not going to be any help even if he goes over the middle. Britton keeps around the right side and nothing doing there. Well, he's still on his feet. I thought he was going down. He's going to pick up about 3 yards or maybe about half of what we needed. So it's going to make it for an interesting 4th down call here with 1 minute and 34 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter, and the Eagles trailing by a score of 28-7. 4th and 4 is the spot. Alan, what do you think?
We're down 28. 21, 120 left in the game.
Looks like it's going to be the punt team coming onto the field.
We've held them twice, so we can't – well, I guess we can score if we don't have the ball, but I guess we can intercept it or pick up a fumble.
There's going to be a snap infraction on the deep snapper there. The exact same thing that I saw the Bearcat deep snapper do earlier in the game where they're going to catch us for it, though, and it was a penalty. There's no doubt about that.
All right.
5 yards on the snap infraction.
Be a 5-yard mark off.
So Britton's still going to be the deep man to punt.
37-yard line.
Hoping he gets off a good one here as the Bearcats have 2 men deep. It's Ulmer and 23. What's his name? Ethan Dobbs. Britton does get off a pretty good punt. Ulmer calls for the fair catch. Stumbles, able to go ahead and make the grab. Luckily for him, because there was 2 Eagles closer than anybody else. Had he not been able to secure the ball, I think we would have had a big, big crowd booster there, Alan.
That's one of them light 'em up kind of type of moments there.
So as we change possession here, I was going to kick it down to Drake. He was ready. I'm sorry, I wasn't ready there. We'll go to him at the next stoppage of play, which is going to be 45 seconds away in between the quarters. I'm going to alert him that we're coming to him at the quarter.
Bearcats will take over 1st and 10 at the 23. They'll hand it off up the middle.
I didn't get the backs. Number 28 looks like the running back. That's their big
their
fullback,
big
isn't it? Grant Rodats.
Gibson.
Had an Eagle defender's helmet come off. He's going to come take one break.
2nd and 1 for the Bearcats.
One play break, I should say. So
looks like the Bearcats just going to let the – well, no, they can't. They're
going to have to snap it.
The ball here.
Any
15 seconds on your play clock and 20 on your game clock.
I'm gonna give you a prelude to a question I'm gonna ask you here in a moment.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask for your thoughts on the Razorbacks.
You know, I hadn't watched a single down of the Razorbacks.
Well, that doesn't matter. You've listened to Drive Time. That makes you as smart as half of the fans in the state. So 5 seconds left to play here. There's going to be, the Bearcats could let the clock run out if that's what they're going to do. They are. The Bearcats are going to go ahead and let it roll out. So we're going to go down to Drake and see what his thoughts are.
Hey, guys, headed into the fourth quarter here, and these guys, after that touchdown, were pretty electric. The crowd was into it right here. And thus far in the ball game, we've seen some adversity, and these guys really fought back in the third quarter. A great job in the third quarter of battling back. These guys have fought hard. There's some fatigue going on. Isaiah Rocha is having some groin problems. Hope to see him back soon. Of course, Hetherington has a cast on his arm. He's had a break there. They're still not exactly for sure what's going on with that injury, but they're trying to get it figured out now and make sure that he's okay in the second half. Once again, a lot of fatigue with these guys, but they're still got heart and they're trying to play hard. These guys came out and drove down the field, had a touchdown. It had been awesome to have a touchdown on that last drive, but a beautiful punt setting Boonville up. If we can get a stop here, a quick score, continue to march the ball down the field, score some more points, be able to get back into this ball game. I know I'm Rick Schaefer in it here a little bit, but we're not out of this ball game yet. Thank you guys so much.
Drake, that's okay. We like a little bit of Rick Schaefer every once in a while. You couldn't get Allen to do it the other night, so I took that position the other night, and I'm glad you're taking it tonight. Excellent analysis by that young man, Drake Toll. And, I don't know if I've said it or not, but we really appreciate his efforts. He's all over the place. He does a lot of stuff for us behind the scenes as we're learning this new software and all these gadgets that we have hooked up. At some point we'll turn the well, you probably have seen it on some of our halftime shows and whatnot. But you see all the stuff we've got going on. Drake's a big part of it. We really appreciate him. Puts a lot of effort into the pregame, halftime, and postgame shows. And now the sideline reporter when we're at home have the capabilities to do so. So the quarterback's going to keep the ball around the right side. He's got running room. That's going to be Mitchell up to make the tackle at the 45-yard line. It's going to be a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 for the Bearcats. So, the Razorbacks.
What about them?
Well, fire Bielema or no?
No. Again, I've not watched a single down of it this year. I've seen Jeff Long stand behind him. It's not going to happen, whether or not I want it to or not. But certainly not in the middle of the season.
Right.
That's never good. So
see number 4, Michael Hessen, take the ball around the right side of the offense there. It's going to be enough for a Bearcat first down up at the Eagle 48-yard line. Alan, I wholeheartedly agree with you. The way I look at it, Clay Kellett on the stop there, the way I look at it on the Razorbacks are people sometimes need to temper their expectations.
Right. If listen to Drive Time, there was a lot of fans calling for 6-6, 7-5 type season. Well, was TCU a win for you or a loss for you there? So if it's a loss for you, then we're right where we're supposed to be.
Absolutely. See Ulmer on the quarterback keeper straight up the middle. He runs ahead for a first down over the 35 down to the Eagle. No, he's at the Eagle 35-yard line.
Milligan on the stop for the Eagle.
I want to win a national championship in football too.
I'd like to see it.
But, I just didn't think. You look at how we performed last year, what we lost.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it this year.
No, this wasn't going to be the year.
No. Offensive line continues to be a struggle for the Razorbacks. There's number 4 on the counter play going around the right end. Mitchell's going up to try to make the tackle. He's hanging on. Finally throws him down. Flag comes in late.
It's going to be a horse collar.
It's a long way across there to see. I thought he had him low. I agree he had him by the pads, but I thought he had him up inside lower at the bottom of the pads. So
Kenny Bartlett, did you have your eyes on it? Oh, okay.
waiting the call by the officials. Nothing yet. They did call a horse collar tackle. So tack on half the distance to the goal from where the ball was originally spotted at the 7-yard line. It's going to take it down to about the 3.5-yard line where the Bearcats are going to have a first and goal. Love to see a big stop by the Eagle defense here. Could be another one of those boosters.
And again, inside that 5-yard line, we're going to see that power out of that dead tee.
Yeah. Yep, touchdown Bearcats. That's going to bring the score to 34-7. And Alan, it's basically been all Boonville here tonight.
It has. You got to give it to them. They just running the ball down the throat.
Well, Boonville definitely has their plan. They're going to show you a bunch of different offensive looks. We knew that from film study.
Yep.
They're going to run the ball down your throats and then run it some more.
Yeah.
And if you don't play good gap sound, aware football, you're going to get hurt. And that's, I mean, not taking anything away from our Eagle defenders. I know they're laying it all on the line down there. It kicks up. It hits the upright and takes a Bearcat bounce where it goes in. That's going to bring the score to 35-7. Boonville leading your Vilonia Eagles.
And that was the one thing we didn't need. We needed to keep them at that 28 mark for us to give us that chance here with 10:05 left in the fourth.
10:05 left to play in the fourth. I'm going to take it down to Drake real quick, see if he's got anything to say after the play.
Back down here on the sidelines, that one right there, a pretty big touchdown there for the Bearcats. I'll tell you what, it's not looking too hot down here, but we won't give up. Once again, these guys are still firing at it. We'll see how well the Eagles can throw the ball, move the ball down the field, and try to come back and at least put some points on the board, finish strong.
You know what, Alan, he's right, talking about throwing the football. I'd like to see more of a, little different look. Give the Booneville defense something else to think about other than just we're going to line up tight. Sometimes we're going to have 3 receivers out there, but, they know pretty much what we're going to do, and they can still come pressure Britton. Let's spread this thing out, see what happens then.
Well, I agree. I want to spread. I want to start throwing from something that is already on tape. I don't want to show any other offensive sets to my conference opponents. So let's come out at a set that's already been shown and attack them edges because we've got the formations to attack the numbers where we need to attack the numbers. We just got to call the plays and attack those numbers.
Right. That's an excellent point. I didn't think about the not wanting to get any other formations on film because, as you know, we stream everything we do straight to Huddle. Most other teams in the state are doing the same nowadays. It makes it a lot easier instead of coaches having to mail or meet up and exchange VHS tapes.
I bet Coach Bangs, Coach McKay, Coach Shock spent many nights on the road.
It's going to be Rocha off the left side. He bounces off 2 tacklers, getting up over the 45, across the 50 to the opposite 45. It's going to be a late flag that comes in from the referee. He's pointing to the spot of the foul. Or maybe he's pointing to the spot of the ball. We'll wait and see what the call is. No, he throws the flag up there too. Now, I don't know how they're going to put Rocha back here and then call a personal foul on the Eagles. Number one, Rocha was well across the Bearcat 45-yard line, and then I didn't see the personal foul. Did you?
No, I didn't either. I'll have to go back and take a look.
Either way, we're going to mark it off. 15 yards against the Eagles in the wrong direction. That's going to take us all the way back to a – will we replay that down or do we lose it down there, Alan?
Replay it.
Replay. So 1st and 9 from the Eagle 36-yard line. So do we not reset the chain since we attained the first down on the run anyways?
I thought we did, but apparently we're
not. Fouls called against the Eagles.
We're not going to do it.
1st and 9.
Okay, well, we'll take 1st and 9 rather than a 1st and 10 anyways.
Well, we just lost that.
Lost the play, basically.
Right.
Britton's going to roll out to his right, and he looks like he's going to have to keep. He's trying to get around the edge. And there's 2 flags there. The last flag's going to be a late hit on Britton out of bounds. I don't know what the first flag was all about.
So if a hold.
If it's a hold, offsetting penalties, and we're going to replay it again.
I don't know who that end there was, but he was coming from the middle of the field, and the Bearcat was in front of him.
And, you know, Britton doing everything he could to try to outrun the defense and turn the corner. And, I mean,
just can't do it.
There was no place for him to even cut that up even earlier. He would have cut up right into a tackler or a would-be tackler.
You know, the Bearcats are coming from that same middle of the field that Britton's starting at, trying to gain that edge.
Against Eagle offense.
Hold on the Eagles. Personal foul against,
out of bounds against
the defense. So they're going to back us up 10, and then they're going to go forward 15. So we're going to get a positive net yardage of 5, I guess. I don't know why you had to go backwards and go forward instead of just giving us 5 yards.
Yeah, I don't even know how to score that one.
So replay first down. No, they've switched the down marker to 2 over there. So
it is going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
Well, no, this official down here is holding up 1. Everybody's holding up 1. So it's still going to be first down. Eagles net 5 yards out of the penalties. Minus 10 on the hold, plus 15 on the personal foul by the Bearcats. It's going to bring up a 1st and 4 at the Eagle 41-yard line. Eagle offense set to run a play here as soon as the ball is set ready for play, and it is. Britton fakes. He's going to look to throw. He's got Kuntz on the sideline. An excellent body control by Kuntz. Go up and get the ball that was a little bit high. Secures the ball and looks down before his feet even touch and kind of shuffles them over to make sure both feet come down in bounds.
That play right there ought to show you that we can run this pass game that we can do. Just like you said, the body control, caught it with his hands up high. Good little pitch and catch there by your Eagles.
Kuntz, a really, athletic young man, basketball player. He can dunk a basketball. You see him split to the near side of your screen with Cody Mitchell in the slot. Britton's going to get pounded he's actually going to spin out of that a little bit and go up and get him a yard maybe.
Britton on the keeper. He'll pick up a yard.
He was looking to run the option, Allen, and he just got hit square in the face.
Wasn't there.
That's all you can say about it. Somehow they give him 2 yards on that. I would not have given him 2, so credit to the officials for the generous spot. Let me refresh these scores here, and I'll see if I can give us any updates on anything. I know everybody wants to hear about Greenbrier if they happen to go down. Misery loves company. Rocha off left tackle, cuts back across the 40-yard line up to the 35 of the Bearcats. 34, actually. That's going to be a first down for the Eagles.
First down.
And see, just that little pass to the outside is just opening up lanes for us.
You're right.
And we don't have to pass every down. That's not who we are. But we got to show that threat.
Benton continues to lead the Panthers of Greenbrier, 35-16. Quick out to Kuntz. He's looking for running room. Spins out of that first tackle. He's hit again. Spins out of 2 more tackles. He's going to be hit and pushed out of bounds, but they're going to wind the clock. I'm not sure why. The defender rode his back out of bounds. Either way, Kuntz does a good job to fight forward for 3 yards after the short toss. And
determination run right there. I like to see that out of that young man. Good job, Kuntz.
So Eagles back up to the line. Rocha and Duff are the backs.
Outside.
It's a quick out to Wirtz. He's doing the same thing that Kuntz did and fighting for additional yardage. Took 4 tacklers to bring him down.
There we go.
Wirtz gets up. I don't think they were jawing each other there. I think they were both saying good work because they were both tapping each other on the shoulder pads like you did a good job. So excellent job by Wirtz to get the first down there. When he caught it, it would almost look like a loss.
Yeah. And we got numbers out there. Look at him. He's one-on-one out there.
And that guy's really not even playing him close. He's trying to avoid the deep ball. You see Duff take the ball straight ahead over left tackle. He's ahead for, an 8-yard gain. So exactly what you're saying, Alan. Just get the ball out wide. It opens up a whole lot more on the inside. You sure would have liked to have seen this a little earlier in the game.
Second down and 3.
Well, We're going to do what we can do to tack on to this 28-point deficit here. Oh, trouble with the snap.
Now, it almost looked to me like he got tackled by his helmet there.
Yeah, a little horse collar coming up a little gingerly. Like, where am I at?
Britton on the keeper.
So lost a couple of yards there on the bobbled snap. 3rd and 5. Eagles looking to tack on some points here late in the fourth quarter. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left to play. Britton's going to go back to pass.
Britton drops back.
Throws over the middle. Coots, and that's going to be touchdown, V-Town.
That's that same little play where it looks like we're fixing to run that option, and it's pulling up that defensive linebackers, creating that gap for Coots. Good little pitch and catch there, Coach. That's his 5th catch on the night.
He's having himself a game, and I like it. I
Yeah.
like seeing the ball in the air a little bit.
Let's see what Mr. Coates has as far as receiving yards. 5 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown.
Brings the score 35-13 with Lewis on for the point after.
So we're going to see an onside here?
Kicks up. It's good.
Milligan's hold.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I do too.
So Lewis remains perfect on point afters tonight. 2 for 2.
You know, he's been good on his extra points. You know, he was a little shaky game 1, but sophomore coming in.
Alan, we're going to kick it down to Drake really quick here and see what his thoughts are after the Eagle touchdown.
You got me, guys. Hey, that possession right there, we threw the ball real well. Those screen passes working. That pass to Kuntz down there was beautiful. We'd like to see us utilize that against Allen next week. Hopefully we can come back and do a little better here the last 6 minutes, maybe score a couple more times. Here's something for you guys to talk about. Onside kick here, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, that's absolutely what we're thinking, Drake. That's a good call. We had already alluded to that a little bit about would we see the onside kick here, and we've certainly expected on this ensuing kickoff by the Eagles. Just how are they going to do it, Alan?
Exactly how. We've showed a couple of different ways to do it. So last night in our junior high game, we seen it, and I think it was Mr. Newman just missed it. But
good. You're good. Go ahead. I'm trying to correct an issue in my headphone here. You go right ahead. Don't worry about the
I don't care how we
dials.
do it as long as we get the ball.
Yeah.
That's all I care.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
So you see Morris standing out here at the numbers away from the remainder of the huddle. Does that mean anything or no?
I don't know.
It's going to be Lewis to kick it off. We've got a bunched formation to the top side of the screen there. It indeed is the kick. There's the bounce you're looking for. It's on the ground. There's going to be a fight for it at the bottom of the pile. Who's going to have it? Bearcat football. Man, Alan, that was about as good of a shot at getting one as we were going to have. It took the hop at the right time, just about the time the up man for the Bearcats tried to grab it, bounced over his shoulder pads.
And he got lit up.
He did get smoked. Luckily for him, his buddy was still able to see straight and jumped on the football there before the Eagles able to contain it. So that was a great onside kick by Lewis.
Yeah.
It turned over just like you wanted it to and took the hop. Just an unfortunate bounce for us. That's kind of the way the whole game's gone tonight.
And again, we're getting a lot of the same out of Boonville.
We are not going to see anything different here, Alan. I mean, the clock is their friend right now as it rolls just under 6 minutes to play left in the game.
Yeah.
The
last thing they want to do is stop it and give any more opportunities for the Eagle offense to do anything positive. And, you know, what you hate to say shoulda, coulda, woulda, but, man, what could have been had we opened it up a little bit more in the first half and, you know, spread this defense out. We've taken it down and scored on them a couple of times just after we started passing the football a little bit.
Just got to open up that inside a little bit. I mean, that's all it takes. They're going to run out of play clock here and probably call a timeout.
So the Bearcats going to take the timeout. Let's see if Drake gets in position for a shot from the sideline. He is hustling down there. We're gonna go ahead and turn his mic on, and we're gonna kick it down to Drake for Eagle Vision sideline report.
Hey guys, just talked to our athletic trainer Wilson McKnight down here. We got a couple guys with injuries to tendon to. We got Trenton Hetherington down here with his arm. He's fighting with the pain. He's had complications for a while now, but he's all right. He's going to continue to play. Devin James, possible broken finger. He's still in the ball game. These guys are a little bruised up, some blood here and there. nothing we haven't seen before. And a lot of them are playing through some pain, playing through the toughness. Now, excuse me, that pickle juice didn't go down the right pipe. But as far as our guys go, fatigue, we're still pumped up, still ready to go, and the student section hadn't given up, and that's the coolest part to me is these fans are still up and in it. It's been a fun night here at Philip D. Weaver.
I think it was the bomb.
You know, Drake, you're right. The Eagles student section, I mean, they're up on their feet constantly. They're staying they're staying involved in the game. They haven't quit on their buddies, their friends out there on the field. Give them props. That's a great point by Drake from the Eagle Vision sideline report. I want to take a quick minute to thank some of our sponsors. Obviously, this is brought to you by the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation. Eagle Vision is supported mostly or totally by DNN Construction and the Charlie Roller Foundation, who both gave us rather generous donations to be able to purchase all of this great equipment that we have to work with. I don't want to jinx us just yet, but no real technical difficulties on the night, so maybe all of my studying throughout last night and today has done us some good. We changed up the way that we arranged a few things internally here on some behind-the-scenes stuff, and it seems to have gone pretty well for us. Again, want to thank those two sponsors. After this play, I'll mention the shirt sponsors again.
Motion, we're coming.
And we're going to run across it. Oh, good job.
There we go.
Good job. That's Hetherington coming up with the big. No, not Hetherington. Gardner. My mistake. Christian Gardner. It was 54. I thought it was 52. So Christian Gardner on the tackle. Excellent job by him. Want to take a minute to thank the T-shirt sponsors for tonight's game. The Football Foundation gives away 150 free T-shirts at each and every Vilonia Eagle home game. Some of those at the pregame tailgate party, and some of them out of the T-shirt cannon. That's what the shot I was trying to get there at the end of the half. I didn't do a real good job. I'm not a cameraman, so apologize for that.
I want to shoot that T-shirt cannon.
Hey, that's what I want to do too. Boonville is going to punt here, but they take a timeout just before the snap. To continue that, anyone interested out there in being a T-shirt sponsor for one of the upcoming home games, the foundation is definitely still looking for T-shirt sponsors. We only take 6 sponsors per shirt. The sponsorships are $500 each, and the proceeds over and above the cost of those shirts go into the Football Foundation General Fund, and it's used to purchase things like our new inflatable run-out tunnel. I don't have a better name for it than that.
I think that's what you call it, inflatable run-out tunnel.
And the coolest ability of that to me is the smoke coming out the nostrils. I just think that's super cool.
I do. That's real nice.
A lot better than that concrete cave that you guys used to run out across the way over there.
I don't know.
Or the old school, banner that the cheerleaders or the art club would make for you.
Now, yeah, it's cooler than the banners. But that tunnel, kids used to.
So the punt goes off the side of the kicker's foot. It's wobbly and short. It's going to bounce and take a Boonville roll all the way down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. Eagles are going to take over 1st and 10 there, Allen, and 3 minutes and 52 seconds left to play. And what do you want to see out of the Eagle offense here?
You know, a lot like what we just seen on that last drive. We spread the ball around. We're not just trying to pound it down the middle. And that's what it's going to take for us to put another 7 on the board here.
Indeed, you'd certainly like to see 7 more points on the board. Ease the sting of this loss just a bit. Fake to Rocha.
Right there.
Britton's got all day to throw. Oh, that's going to be Cody Simpson on the crossing route out of the tight end position. That's good for 12 and a first down.
Yeah, and you could see that opening up as Simpson was coming across that middle. The 2 receivers on the top side was taking the middle away, and he was just running right into open space. That was an easy pitch and catch for them, too, right there.
So, Alan, I'm looking down on the Eagles sideline. I know he's somewhere, but I don't see where. Where's Coach Young? I just realized I haven't seen him all night long. Coach Sullivan's making all the offensive play calls.
Oh, is he?
I see Coach Young, the junior Coach Young down there, as Kuntz makes a good catch and a good move. He's going to be ridden out of bounds at the 40-yard line of the Eagles. But is that Coach Young with the hat turned around backwards? Has he got a disguise on?
I think that
is that
looks
him?
like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right there in Coach Sullivan's ear.
Yeah.
Smith checks out.
So Coach Kevin Sullivan, the offensive coordinator. Of course, Ron Young is the head coach. See Casey Cron down there. He's the offensive line coach. Pass is going to go out to 21 in the flats. That is Dylan Fulmer. He's going to pick up a couple of yards.
Yeah, you'd like to see Mr. Fulmer there just hit that edge and turn it up.
So,
but nevertheless, we're still stretching it out. Now would be a good time to hit that off tackle play with Rocha.
Yeah, we need to get a play in here a little bit quicker if we want to add to the point total. 2:45 to play in the game. Britton has the ball. He's going to drop back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket by number 28. Fakes the pass. Now he's trying to get upfield and make something positive. There's going to be the flag.
Yeah, it's coming.
There's the flag. He's hit way out of bounds, Allen. He's past the white by the time he's hit, knocked all the way up into the Eagle benches.
Flag
and the coaches imploring the Eagle sideline to keep their mouth shut, but Allen, that's their quarterback.
Yeah.
You just did your quarterback dirty, and hey, I don't blame him for throwing a couple of jabs verbally there. Nobody touched him. Nobody did anything. It was all verbal.
All right.
And I don't blame him for it. Don't mess with my leader.
Yeah, that's right.
Them's fighting words.
That is. So, nevertheless, we're going to get a first down and move the ball closer to the goal line, what we need.
At the 41,
so,
Draven Smith on at the slot. Like to see what they have dialed up for him. 2:35 to play. They're going to throw it to him out in the flats. He's looking to make a man miss. And he just runs straight ahead and runs over a guy, takes him up for 2 more yards. That's a 9-yard pickup on first down.
That's all we need.
Draven will get out.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 1 at the Bearcat 32-yard line. And the Eagles threatening again here, Allen. 2 minutes and 14 seconds to play.
I think we're going to see that Rocha off tackle.
I'd love it. Here. It may go for 6. It's actually going to be the quick out to. Okay, so that's where they fake the option and then throw the slant to Wirtz. We've seen that play be very effective. Now, one of the defenders squirted through the offensive line and kind of took Britton off of his path. So when he pulls up and throws, he's behind Wirtz. It just kind of threw the timing of the play off. Otherwise, we were going to have a first down easily there on the throw and catch.
I like that play call too, because now we're still third and 1 and the clock stopped and we didn't use the timeout.
2:05 to play. As Allen says, the clock is stopped. Simpson back in at his tight end position. And looked like the Bearcat defensive line jumps. You see the late pitch to Duff. He cuts upfield. He's got running room. He's got a block by Koontz. He's up to the 15. And I think he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Great run by him after the late pitch from Britton.
Yes.
Alan, I'm going to just stand up here so I can see the end zone.
Doing what he had to do, he just put his foot in the ground, cut up field, and good things happened.
You love to see good north-south running. No doubt about it. Not that we wouldn't take the edge when it's there, but you like to see a man just get himself upfield and get positive yardage. Rocha and Duff remain the backs of the backfield. There's a new tight end out there. I'm going to get his number momentarily. I don't even see the ball, Alan. Where'd it go?
Duff. Up the middle.
Okay. He's going to go forward for about 4-yard lines. Or 4 yards. Eagles are going to take the timeout. I'm going to rest my tongue and let Drake talk for a minute so I quit getting tongue-tied. Alan, if you'll turn his mic on for me over there, I'll send it to him.
Be awesome for the Eagles to score right here, guys. Gain some momentum going into next week. I tell you what, my job description is to be the announcer and have salon quality hair, and I think I've accomplished both of those pretty good tonight. Big shout out to Brandy Tilley up there at Gentilly for this awesome haircut today. But you know what, guys? This sideline's been electric. These guys have not been this excited about football in forever, and they're losing a pretty tough ball game, but they're still so excited to be out here under the lights Friday night at home. Guys, stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll have 2 players of the game from Vilonia with us out here. It's been a fun night once again. Thank you, guys. I'll be up there with y'all in a second.
Drake, you do have exquisite hair, if I have to say so myself.
I wish I had some of it.
Man, I remember those days, and, I got asked by one of my kids the other day. He said, well, it didn't ask. It was my son. He was like, you could never grow hair like Drake's. I said, I could grow whatever I want to, but I got tired of taking care of it, so I shaved it all off. Now, it might not grow in the same spots that it used to, but I could grow some hair if I really wanted to. Britton under center. He's going to fake to Duff. Actually gives to Duff, and Duff's going to be stacked up for nothing there on second down. Well, I mean, you look across there, they're going to give him about 2 yards. Bad angle for us.
Yeah, tough sledding inside the 10-yard line here. Going to bring up a long 3rd and 5.
Definitely 4-down territory for the Eagles here. Clock continues to roll. Minute and 25 seconds left to play. He'd like to score and get this within 14 points. Britton fakes the pass. He's going to check down to Duff, and oh, man. Duff had nothing but green in front of him.
Yeah.
Throw is just a little bit behind him after the check down by Duff, and he's unable to bring it in.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good that was a good play.
Yeah. You know, that was the play we needed right there. The receivers take the quarterbacks off, take all the cornerbacks out of the play. Duff sneaks in behind, and I think he scores. He makes that catch there.
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, everybody else was in the end zone or deeper. He had nothing but green in front of him for the final 6 yards or 8 yards there.
So, 4th and 5 now with a minute 16 left.
Draven Smith into the slot. We've thrown to him out there every time, and we do again. Boonville covers it a little bit better. Now Smith looking to come back up inside. He does. He's going to be very, very close to the first. No, he's not going to get the first down. No. Man, my angle, I thought he was going to be there.
Yeah, going to come up a yard short. But not for the effort.
Absolutely.
Gave every bit of ounce of effort because that play did not look good from the beginning.
That play was busted for a loss. He was able to cut back all the way across the field and actually turn it into an inside run.
Eagles will turn it over on downs. Bearcats
coming up 1 yard short.
So, Alan, what we've got a minute and 9 seconds left to go. Drake has just informed me he's going to have a super special guest immediately at the horn that he's going to interview from the sideline, and then we'll transition into our post-game show after the interview. So, everyone stay tuned for a special interview with Drake down on the sideline after the game is over with, and then we will transition into our post-game show. Alan?
Yep. So, I don't expect to see anything else here out of Boonville. Just going to hand it off and let that clock tick. They're going to give themselves a little bit of room here before they start going into their victory formation as the clock rolls up under a minute.
Bartlett on the stop along with Wilson.
Caden Bartlett up to make the stop there on the run. Todd Gibson in there as well.
Number 20, Cade Bartlett.
43 seconds to play. Boonville in no hurry here.
No, they're going to run this 15 seconds totally out of the play clock.
They're going to have to snap it this time and once more. They're definitely in the victory formation here. Not a lot of room to work with, so if they bobble anything, Eagles could come up with a cheap score here right at the end.
Just don't want to see no cheap play down here at the end of the game.
I didn't mean it that way, absolutely. But I'm with you. You're absolutely right.
I mean, what's done is done at this point.
That's right. Clock rolls 14 seconds, and they haven't started the play clock yet. That's going to be the last snap of the game as the clock rolls down to 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is it from Philip Weaver Stadium tonight. We're going to kick it down to Drake anyways. He was unable to secure the interview. We're going to kick it down to him for a couple of final thoughts now before he comes up for the postgame show.
Hey guys, things didn't go the Eagles' way tonight, but that's quite all right. These guys down here had a tough-fought ball game, got fatigued early on, had some injury issues, some depth issues tonight, but nonetheless, we're going to be all right going into conference play. 1-2 on the season thus far, but none of these games have counted towards our playoff hopes, our playoff berth hopes, and so far it's been an awesome night over here. I tell you what, guys, I could not get Jason Broach. We're going to have him come down here and talk to us about our broadcast. He is, I guess, the facilitator of all this. It's been a fun night down here on the sideline, being able to use this sideline mock and have sideline reporting. We'll bring a couple hopefully to have a post-game show. It's been a fun night, guys. I'll be up there in a second with the post-game show. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. Drake Toll signing off.
And Alan, a couple of last thoughts here on the game. Eagles fought hard at moments in the game and really had some positive plays at times, both defensively and offensively. Just unable to string enough of them together to really make a difference.
And they went out there, they gave us their best effort, and we just come up a little short tonight. So hopefully the coaches will get them reeled back in here this weekend, get things going right for our first conference game next week with Alma coming in.
That's right. Alma coming into town for the first conference game of the year. Eagles go up there to Alma last year, play a really, really tough first quarter, only trailing by, 6 or 8 points at the half, and then in the second half it kind of went all Alma's way. So maybe the Eagles able to right the ship this week in practice and, have a positive opening game of conference next week here again from Philip Weaver Stadium.
And that's when it actually matters is next week. These are warm-up games. Yes, you want to win them. Yes, we want to do all that. But, league play starts next week.
That's what matters. That's what's going to get us into the playoffs or not. So we look for the Eagles to come out strong in the beginning of league play, conference play, 5A West, if you will.
Yeah.
Alan, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here so we can transition to our post-game show. This is Corey Erie, Alan Wade, and Drake Toll bringing you Vilonia Eagle football on Eagle Vision, brought to you by the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, DNN Construction, and the Charlie Roller Foundation. Good night from Philip Weaver Stadium. Stay tuned for the post-game show with Drake and Alan.
Hey guys, we're back here with the post-game show. Drake Toll with Alan Wade. And Alan, your final score tonight ends up being, 35-14.
Yep.
Eagles fall tonight. One of those nights where you're playing a really, really good 4A team, a really high-touted team, a team that could win state in the 4A.
They could.
Coming into this ball game, they had a chip on their shoulder, obviously, after a big win against Gravett and then a hard-fought loss to Pea Ridge. And the Eagles just, it seemed a little deflated there towards the end of the first half, especially when we gave up those late touchdowns. But then in the second half, coming back in the third quarter, having an outstanding third quarter, but then not being able to capitalize in the fourth, just fatigue caught up with us.
It did, and the fatigue and the beats and the bruises, everybody hurt. Not for lack of effort out there. You could tell that, of course, they put every ounce of their soul into that, and for that's why they're Eagles, and that's why we still love them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's right. What we're going to go ahead and do is we got our 2 players of the game, so we're going to get our players of the game in here. And before we do our whole statistics, everything run through our postgame show, we'll go ahead and start with Austin Kuntz, wide receiver for the Eagles. Austin, you'll sit right here. Go ahead and put that headset on for me so we can get you in here. Let's get set up. Yeah, we'll get that camera on you here in a second. There we go. Austin, you're a sophomore, right? So this is only your 3rd high school football game. You went out there, had an amazing catch down there, caught the ball quite well tonight, and did a good job. How did it feel out there having such good success?
It felt great, but it would have felt a whole lot better if we would have got that win.
Yeah.
And obviously that's what we want to do, and that's what we strive for. But, you guys really turned around in that second half, and kudos to you guys for that. So what's the game plan here for Alma? Have y'all started talking about Alma yet or no?
Just to practice hard, get better over the week, and hopefully be ready because they're a tough opponent.
They are. They're a school that's a bigger 5A school. Been in 6A, now they're coming back down to 5A. But, with that work this week and a good game plan out of you guys executing well, we can come up with that big W.
Yeah.
And, next week is really when it's going to start as far as our playoff hopes and dreams. So
That's right. And that's a big part of it is making the playoffs this season. So these games right here are just basically your warm-ups. Now, what worked well for our offense tonight that you saw?
I thought we passed the ball well today, and we had some big running plays, but if we got to hold on to that football.
You're right. We got to secure that ball. And they're going to – Rocha and Duff and all them guys, they're working hard, and them plays are going to be made.
Yep. Now, Austin, what's your one highlight, your one takeaway? What's one thing that you learned out of this ball game that will help you the rest of this season?
Just to push through and just not think about me but think about the team.
I like it. That individualism, take it out and think about the entire picture and the team. Next, we'll bring in – thank you, Austin, once again. Great game tonight. That touchdown down there was awesome. We'll bring in Clay Kellett now, our defensive MVP for the evening.
I'm going to say, first of all, what a stick in the middle of the field. Oh, my.
Our senior of the night, too.
I heard it from right here in my seat. So, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good senior of the night for you. We had your picture up there and told all your awesome stories, and you go out there and have a great game like that. How did it feel having such great success in the third ball game?
It felt really good. I felt the whole defense came out there and gave really good effort, and I think we did a good job overall.
Yeah, if you could give me a couple other guys tonight that played well defensively to help you have such a great ball game, who would they be?
Todd Gibson and Tristan Milligan. They're our stingers, our outside linebackers. They a lot of intensity all the time. I always see them making plays and giving it all.
That's right. Now, you had some of those big hits. We'll talk about that one there in the middle of the field. I mean, you stuck that kid and the entire crowd said, ooh. I mean, in that moment, how good did that one feel?
Oh, it always feels good to do that.
Yeah. I seen your head go right into his chest and your arms go right around his waist, what I've been screaming for all game, somebody to do that. So, good job.
Thank you.
Go educate your teammates.
Now, what's one highlight, one good takeaway? We asked Austin the same thing. One good takeaway from this ball game for you?
Probably intensity. Coaches tell us all the time, all the way through practice, high intensity. I think we really delivered that tonight.
Good. And so going into Alma is a similar offensive team that can run the ball a lot. They won't pass as much, maybe here or there. But once again, another run-heavy team as we've seen so far. How do we scheme this week, and are we ready?
I think we're going to be ready for sure because coaches have definitely had their eyes set on Alma since last year, and most of the team has this year too, and we're definitely going to get some revenge on them this year. Yeah, it was a well-fought ball game. And tonight, even there in the third quarter, an outstanding third quarter. There in the first half, saw a lot of highlights, a lot of good things offensively to pick it up. Defensively, we had some big hits, some big plays. But we'll just go into next week, go into conference play, ready to go. Clay, is there one last thing you'd like to say, one last thing you can give me? I just like to say, go Eagles.
Go Eagles. I like it. All right, Clay, thanks so much for being with us. Guys, we'll get into our post-game show here. And, boy, Allen, for a game that it ended up being a little lopsided there at the end, but there were some guys that made some big plays and stepped up and played like grown men there a couple points in time.
It was. We didn't lose that ball game for lack of effort.
That's right, yeah.
And for that, like I said earlier, we're going to love our guys through thick and thin. And if you're a true Eagle fan, you're going to be with them in the good years and the bad years.
That's right, of course. And not to say it's a bad year yet.
No,
there's still a lot to go.
And I didn't mean years. Good times, bad times.
Good times and bad times.
Right.
There you go. Now tonight for the Eagles on the losing side of things,
right.
It stings coming off of last week. But you know what? As you said, we didn't give up. Being down on the sideline with those guys, I'll tell you what. I was down there when Coach I'll say Coach Stanley when he was there and the guys around that team and the years that we didn't have success, not necessarily the coach's fault, but just years we didn't have a lot of success, those guys would get so down on themselves, and there really wasn't a great morale on the sidelines. Not to point any fingers in that situation, but there just wasn't a lot of morale. But tonight, even down, 35-7, those guys were fired up. Even the ones that were hurt. Devin James down there looked like a broken finger, said, hey, wrap me up. I got to go back in. I mean, the intensity was there, and they were so ready to play. They all wanted to be out there, and they wanted to fight.
Yeah, and for that's going to keep them in a lot of ball games.
Yeah.
So, it could have been a lot worse. Boonville comes back and only scores 7 points in the second half.
Right.
We pretty much controlled them in the second half.
Yeah, we did.
Now we got to take that step and start it off at the beginning of the game.
That's right.
And not dig ourselves such a deep hole to come out of in the second half. Because offensively, we done what we needed to do in the second half. We started hitting the edges. That opened up the middle, and that helped us out to put the 14 points on the board.
And I'll say to that point, as far as coming out and finishing the ball games, you look at a team like the Arkansas Razorbacks under Brett Bielema. They're a team that start the ball game hot usually and then fizzle out in the second half. As for the Eagles last season, that was very similar to what they were. They would start so hot in the first half, second half kind of fizzle here or there.
Right.
This season, we've seen a lot of grit throughout the ball game. So it's not consistent. It's a good thing that we're not consistent in falling apart in the second half. We've had some great second halves. Even Pottsville, we had a lot of highlights in the second half, and in this game especially. And overall, we won the second half. 14-7, we won the second half, and so that's a moral takeaway from that one.
Yeah, and that's how we're going to have to take it this evening.
Yeah.
Take the moral victory and move on to next week.
Now, if you're Coach Young going to the film room here, we'll get some stats here in a second. You're Coach Young going to the film room. Man, I've made you Coach Young all night tonight.
I know.
I keep making you Coach Young, but if you are him, film room, what are you pointing out? What are you saying to these guys?
I'm going to show them the good things that we done. Then I'm going to talk to them about what we can clean up.
Yeah.
Offensively, defensively, and then I'm gonna pat them on the back again and show them what we did right, and send them away on that good note in preparation for this week for Alma.
Right, and we're gonna go ahead and get what we have here is a full list of our scores around the state. Get some conference teams in here. Actually, a surpriser there up at our top. Let's see if they pop back up here.
Take a minute to refresh.
Week 3, okay. All right, we've got Alma 28, Greenwood 47. As we saw before we updated that, it was 28-34. So it was a close ball game there. Greenwood's a very solid team.
You
look at
that gone final?
It has not gone final yet, but that one at 47-28, I'd assume it's getting, unless there is a Rick Schaefer. I know I use that term a lot, but unless they have a Rick Schaefer ball game. You look at other teams around the 5A, El Dorado, Magnolia Falls in that one. You got Greenbrier 16, Benton 42. That's a big one that's another rival team that's having some struggles too. They're in a similar position tonight, falling 42-16. Greene County Tech, my big boys from Greene County Tech got a win tonight. They got a win, 48-26 against Kennett, Missouri.
Yeah,
that's a team they almost beat last year, and they got their first win in 20 games. Alan, it's been a while for those guys.
I bet that one feels good for GCT.
Oh, it's got to. And let's see if we got any more conference games in here.
Clarksville is falling to Dardanelle, 31-17.
I'll tell you what now, Dardanelle is a salty ball club. They always have been. Dardanelle usually fields a pretty good team here. Let's see. Clarksville 17-31 Dardanelle. All right.
Farmington is losing to Pea Ridge 17-7. Morrilton was at the bottom there earlier. Of course.
Yeah, I don't see. We got Morrilton 17, Searcy 45.
Wow.
That right there. Searcy Field's a good team this year, but Whew, we didn't expect Morrilton to lose a game this season.
No.
Except for the one against Vilonia, of course.
That's
We
right.
expect them to lose that one.
Maumelle is beating up on Mills, 37-0.
That's a big win for those guys. A team that's their coaching staff has had some issues keeping the morale up and keeping things together, but that's a big win for Maumelle. And it's always good in these non-conference games to see the 5A West succeed and do well.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to root for those guys. Of course, not when you're playing them, but of course in non-conference you want them to do good. You look at Pea Ridge and Farmington. Once again, I thought that one would be a blowout there. It's 17-7. Pea Ridge, a team that blew
Boonville out.
Blew Boonville out. Yeah, they did. They're closing it out in the fourth quarter. But a close game against Farmington or not. Farmington wasn't supposed to be too great this year, but they may field a pretty all right team.
Yeah, and obviously something's going right for them. I mean, well, not totally right, but they're within 10 here.
Right.
Late in the fourth. So and Farmington leads that series 6-3 according to Fearless Friday here.
Now, if we'll go ahead and pull up some stats from tonight's ball game.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. We had Greenbrier Benton. It was 42-16. Greenbrier falling to Benton. I think that one's near final if it has not gone final. And I'll tell you, we had the women's bathroom in the back last week, and we covered that up with our big cool banner. Now we got the men's bathroom plaguing us back here.
we just got bathrooms all over the place.
Hey, it's better to have bathrooms than to have camera malfunctions. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Alan. What were our total plays? That's something we've looked at the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We'll start with that tonight.
61 for Vilonia.
61 for Vilonia. I'm gonna guess Boonville had 70, 75, right?
50.
50.
Yeah. As much as we thought we were on defense, unless I'm not clicking all the buttons here, which I could have missed one, but it seemed like in the first half our defense was on the field a lot, but even at halftime we ran 3 more plays than what they had.
That's right.
So anyway, total yards for Vilonia, 343 yards.
Not a bad mark.
No.
I mean, that's not a bad mark to have. We couldn't finish there on some of those drives, but we had the ball a lot. Not a bad mark.
125 through the air.
Are you kidding?
No, 125 yards through the air.
Mr. Britton proved himself tonight.
Yeah, 208 on the ground, 21 first downs, 1 turnover. You look at it statistically.
Yeah, that looks pretty good right there.
And that's pretty good.
It's a balanced ball game. It's the kind of ball game you want to have.
Right. Well, then you go over to Boonville. 408 total yards.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, only 22 through the air, which we knew they weren't going to pass a lot. 371 yards on the ground, 16 first downs. But they had 2-3 big runs plus
a lot of big
plus
plays.
50, plus 40. They had some big plays. So penalty yards, I had Vilonia 7 penalties for 72 yards, Boonville 6 for 38 yards. So Austin Coates was your leading receiver, 5 catches for 68 yards. Isaiah Rocha was your leading rusher with 93 yards, and he was averaging, before coming in tonight, 132 yards a game.
Yeah.
So just a little bit under his average, but we started passing a little more there towards the end, which took away some carries from him.
Right.
But nevertheless, still a good night for him. He had his bruising runs through the night that he delivered out his punishment.
Looked about like those brothers B from junior high. I heard you guys talking about those guys last night.
B's.
But no, for the Eagles so far, it's been a season where we've learned a lot through these non-conference games. But if you look at Boonville and what we learned there is defensively, I feel like we schemed all right, and our defense played really well. They played tough. And you look at Grant Rodats, that big running back that Boonville fielded out there. I'm good close friends with Zeke Bell. We were having a conversation. He said, listen, if I get a chance to see Grant Rodats midfield, I'm going to take him out. And I tell you, Zeke told me if I don't do it, you can make fun of me all week. And I'm going to tell you right now, Zeke, he may have driven you on the ground, but I would not come close to that boy. He was big tonight, and he ran the ball like a man.
He did. Hats off Boonville. They played a great game this
They
week.
did. Very well coached. That's the third team in a row that we've seen that's been pretty well coached, especially second half wise.
So Eagles going to go in and lick their wounds and get ready for the Airedales coming in next week.
That's right, and I think that you're the point where there's a lot less wounds because it's not a conference game. So we'll come back next week. Another home game, and it should be even bigger than this one considering first conference game, and tonight was packed. I mean, you look at a stadium that probably fits about 2,500 people, and we packed this place out, especially visitors from Boonville, too.
One viewer all night because everybody was here at the field.
I know it, and I love that. I was on at the beginning of the game. There was probably 20 viewers. Now, that excites me because you know that they're all here. And we've had 850 on our first broadcast. We had well over 600 last week, and even our junior high games are hitting over 500 people. That is amazing numbers considering last year we only see 150, 170 last game. We got 20 watching right now, man. I thought everybody's gone to bed by now. But student section's headed to IHOP, so I got to go catch up with those guys. We'll be closing it up here for Alan Wade. I'm Drake Toll. Corey Erie's back there somewhere. But it's been a fun night. Thank you guys so much for watching us, and we'll be back with you next week at home once again against Alma. Pregame show at 6:30. Thanks for being with us.